this online.
All
It's
right,
just
so it says recording. Oh no, it says starting preview. So I mean, I don't think we're live yet. Because what should happen is you should get a notification if you subscribe to me. This is how I know people are my subscribers.
I don't have any notifications turned on, so I'm not going to get any. Well, actually, you know, I might like this kind of subscribe thing. I might get.
Might.
Do you want me to
Well,
sign
you know
in
what
and
I
see?
can do though, the way that I did it before was I went to the page of the video. How did I do it before? So we might be live. Hey guys. I never know if we're live, as always. It wouldn't be like a live stream with me if I actually knew we were live on time. It says live now right there. Let me click on it. Yeah, it's 21 people watching. Hey guys, let me know. Oh yeah. Hey from Vienna. Oh, was that me?
First photograph.
Shit, sorry guys.
8 years old.
Hey guys, we're live.
Unbelievable.
All right, cool. Yeah, we got a few people going on here from Milan. Oh yeah, there we go. Thanks, John. Cool. So
He says we're live.
Yep, they
It's
say we're live. Hey
All
guys,
right.
I'm here with Kent Miller, who is. I mean, and it's hard for me to say this because you know what I'm going to say. He's the guy with the coolest haircut in all of New York. That's right. That's right. Cooler than me. I know it's hard.
It's hard to believe, brother.
Hard to say.
I don't have my own T-shirt though.
You know, we're working on it. And also, there's a lighting style named after you. But beyond that, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how many people here know that much about you. So maybe we can talk a little bit about who you are. Let's Scotland. Oh wow, I'll this.
Sweet.
It's Kent, not Ken. Just so we know. So make sure you follow Kent because he's awesome
Hey.
and a really cool guy, and much younger than me, or older. We're the same age.
I was gonna say I don't think I am.
You know, people
Not
often ask
younger.
me because they're like, you make these comments and I don't know how old you are. I'm very young. Believe it or not. You know what I'm noticing now? We set these two LED lights, by the way, guys, to light us, and I think I changed the color temperature on mine. Do you see it's a little warmer?
It does look a little warmer.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to fix it though. All right, so
You need a warmer glow
I
than
need a
me.
warmer glow. So we want to talk about a bunch of different things. I'm trying to get more people on. You guys seem to enjoy this. And Kent, I've known for a while. You do a lot of awesome stuff, including shooting like large format cameras. You do fashion. You do commercial stuff. And you do stuff for the Macy's Parade, which we're going to talk about a little bit here. To talk about
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know what you want. Do you want to give like an overview of like maybe like a little bit of your past, or you don't care?
It's a long past.
It's
I
a
started
long-
in 1990.
1990.
1990?
In
Yeah,
1990, Kurt Cobain was not quite started in Nirvana yet. He was probably,
Nope. Well, actually,
yeah, maybe he might have
I
been.
think
they just weren't
Nirvana was
popular yet.
already there.
They were there. They just
Or
weren't
was it Guns N'
popular yet.
Roses? Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses was definitely there.
Yeah.
They may have already have come and gone by that point.
They last a little longer than that, I hope.
Well, I mean,
Maybe not.
They stole all the hats
This is not going to be good.
from.
We got to stop talking about music already. Not going to be good.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right. So, anyways, so you started in 1990. You do a lot of things. You started in New York. I actually don't know this.
I did start in New York, yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
I came to New York as a musician, a drummer in a band.
Oh, really? I didn't
In
know that.
1989 was my first year officially here.
Oh, I didn't
And I didn't even pick up a camera. I didn't really know anything about photography, and I certainly didn't think that you could make a living at it. I didn't know it could be a job, let's put it that way.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I quite honestly got into it by accident. As a musician in New York, you go into these clubs at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to set up, and then you don't play until 1 in the morning. So there's a lot of time to get drunk and hang out. So I mean, you can only do that so often. I picked up a camera, a Nikon FG, back at that time.
FG.
And
How many megapixels was that?
you can make press. Yeah, you can't do much with it. Right? No, actually, you know the funny thing about that camera is it'll still take a picture just like it did then. Today, same megapixels, same everything.
It's amazing.
So yeah, I started out by doing that, and then just by default, just started taking pictures of friends in bands, because that's who was in the room, and just doing that, and then that led to another thing, led to another thing, led to another thing. 91, I bought my first F4.
Oh, That's nice.
And a 135 lens, I think it was.
F4.
Yeah.
2/50th of a second sync.
Yeah, it was
cameras did that, right?
super fast,
Yeah,
amazing,
crazy.
amazing autofocus, and the shutters clack. It's amazing camera. I still have both of the ones I started with. I still own. Yeah, dude, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, F4 is a nice camera. I mean, I actually shot Canon back in the day, but
Fired.
Yeah, I know, but I worked for a lot of guys who used Nikon.
Yeah.
I
Well,
realized
back
when
at
I was
that time, I
working
think
at
Nikon was a little bigger.
Yeah, well, they were like the camera that like pros used. And I think that's why I ended up with the Canon, because I went to art school and everybody shot like large format. Like nobody had 35s. So it's like I didn't know what to buy, and the Canon looked good. They had those shiny white lenses. Right?
You're like, whoa, that's hot. I want that.
So I was like, sexy. But that's really interesting, and I think it actually brings up kind of an interesting point that like you started by shooting the people that you knew.
Yeah, it was just whoever was playing, because at this time in the city, you know, there was a dozen bands playing every night. So you'd play an hour set, 40-minute set, something like that, and then you'd have to quickly get your stuff off the stage so the next person could then move theirs forward and play. It was a nightmare. But that's how it was in the early '90s. It was, you know, it was fun. It was a good time. But that led me to being able to hang out for hours upon hours and shoot every show or every group of people that, whoever was in town or whoever was there. Right. So it was cool. It was a fun time.
You know, was stopping you because you were already there.
Yeah, and people weren't as apprehensive as they are now with, hey, what are you going to do with that? You know, all that kind of stuff. So, and they could never see the pictures, so no one was bugging you and asking you questions about everything.
Right.
You know what I mean?
True, right.
They couldn't see it. I mean, you wouldn't. My very first job was I was at a gig like that, and there was a girl in the front with me, and she was writing stuff, and I was taking pictures, and she goes, hey, you know, I'm a writer for a magazine, and she says, I don't have a photographer here. Would you mind stopping by the office next week and showing me the pictures next week? When I get the film back, in other words. And I was like, oh, wow, cool, yeah, absolutely. So I shot, I don't know, 20 rolls of film that night, all color slides. I get it all developed. I throw it in an envelope, and I come down to the city, and I show her the film. She buys 3 pictures, and I worked for her for another 5 years. And it was awesome. I think I got $45 a picture at that time.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, buy the picture. That's interesting, right? Because it's buy the picture, or it's like magazine work, right? It's always either like
it was space,
right?
Yeah,
or
but she didn't hire me, so
yeah,
it was by the picture.
Yeah, so
and the space rate was only a certain amount, so it was kind of a figured-in price. One of the pictures was like $45, right. Another one was $130, or you know, whatever the space rate plus the
that's how magazines. I have not shot
thing.
for a magazine besides like a fashion magazine, which doesn't picture it in a long time. So I don't know if they still do that, but that's how magazines did it. It was space against day.
Yeah.
So basically, if they hire you, they pay you a day rate, and then you make more if they use more pictures than they originally. It's like a base.
Exactly.
So that's how that works. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool. So that started the whole thing. That's basically how. And then I figured out, you know, I was like, oh man, maybe I should learn something about photography. So I took a couple classes here and there, and then started assisting, and then
yeah. You know, I think that's super interesting, because I really feel like most of the clients that I've gotten over time, because people ask like, how do you get whatever? I think a lot of it just kind of happens. Like you're there, you're living the life, right? You're working, doing your thing. You were shooting, and somebody saw you shooting. You met the person, you moved forward.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
I think that's basically.
It was literally by happenstance.
Yeah.
I had no idea who she was. I didn't even know if she was serious, but she certainly was. Yeah, it was fun. Good times.
Yeah, Seth is off shooting a makeup job, so...
right now?
He's jealous, I think, probably.
Too bad, man. He should have been here.
Yeah, he's missing it.
Seth, you should have been here.
Yeah,
it's only the little baby bottle, but...
Yeah, it's that's more than enough.
But it's good.
We're going to drink, so hopefully that's not offensive to people.
It's just bourbon. It's not really anything.
Oh, yeah, that's not anything. Yeah. So, okay, don't let
I'll put it down here so you can't see how much it is. Just kidding.
No, Seth's not here, I don't think. Let's see
bummer.
there are some reasons in the chat. Let's see. There was a question, though, about your film. Why do you use film that expired in 1958, Kent?
Oh, shit. Who is this?
This is...
Somebody knows me.
This is Stefan.
How
do you know about his film use?
Yeah, dude, I do. Why do I use it? Is that what the question is?
Why?
Because you never know what you're going to get. It takes you back to that chance of of real film. Not to mention, I really love the old emulsions. And to be honest, most of the stuff that I've gotten, some of it's a little foggy. All right, it's a lot foggy, but some of it's pretty flawless, man. It's I just got 2 boxes on eBay from, I think, somebody out in California, and the boxes came and they are literally like brand new, and they expired in 1931. So they're not even opened, completely sealed. The box is perfect. It looks amazing.
Do you think that people were like keeping them? Well, how'd they find it, or were they collecting it like as something on their shelf?
Yeah, dude.
Why'd they hold it so long?
It's super old, panachromatic, Super X, high speed. What they called high speed back then, which was maybe what 50 ISO. Maybe.
Oh, I just left.
Maybe to 100. I know. I've been watching this. It's
There's a bit of
guys.
a delay.
He just now left. We'll let you know when he comes back.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
Yeah. So basically, oh, he's enjoying your website. So there you go.
Awesome, man.
Oh.
There you go. He's back.
Hey, Mikey.
Cheers.
So yeah, it's really interesting. It's funny that you say that, because I often hear people say, we'll call them young people.
Huh.
And they're like, oh, I shoot film because you never know what you're going to get. And then me being kind of a snob, I'm like, that's just not true. Because like when you were actually shooting film, like there was no digital, you knew what you were going to get. I mean, if you were a skilled photographer, right? I mean, you knew, right?
Yeah, I mean.
But when you're shooting film that's super expired, you really don't know.
You really have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, if you know,
it's a crapshoot every time.
Yeah.
But I can tell you, all but one time when I completely screwed it up myself, every sheet of film has developed. Every single one, all the way from the early 20s film that I have, which is this company called Hammer Plate and Film Company. No one's ever heard of it.
Plate and film, that's how old it is, because it was plates.
Serious old. And even that developed. And that is on my website. It's a picture of a couple, a wedding couple that I went to Florida to shoot, and it's on there. And you can see there's deterioration in the emulsion. It looks amazing. And that's straight. That is not Photoshop. It's not an app. It's not any kind of filter or anything like that. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, and I think there's something really interesting about that, right? Because there is this thing, right, where like if you shoot digital, you know, you can do effects to things. But there's that thing about that you're not in control of it that makes it almost more interesting. There's a lot of things that happen to a piece of film that I shoot. I do a lot of like weird Polaroid stuff that I would never ever do that in Photoshop. I just wouldn't do it. Like I wouldn't think to do it. It's like it's such a weird thing. But then when I see it, I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, if you look at the Polaroid effects and stuff that you can get in one of the apps, you know, you look at that and you're like, I'm not going to do that. That's cheesy.
Right.
But if it happens
to a Polaroid,
to a real Polaroid, you're like, oh, it looks amazing.
That's amazing.
It's like, okay, hold on a minute. Why does that work here and not there?
Yeah,
but
I don't know. There's something about it that just feels like, because I feel like you didn't do it on purpose, so it's just there. Yeah, so I like that idea.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
was
fun.
shooting paper negatives for that reason, just because they were so weird. You know.
There's a few shots on my site that are paper negatives, but most of them are not.
I think I put Kent's site in the description if you guys want to look.
Is it Kent Miller Studios?
Kent Miller Studios. That's the site where they are.
No, Kent Miller Photography is the new site.
Oh, Kent Miller Photography.
.com. Yeah. If you go there, you'll see all the black and whites, and I mean there are some on that site as well. But the newest site that I have up is KentMillerPhotography.com. Had to wait till somebody gave it up. Couldn't even get my name.
See, I should do that. Years ago when I first got my website, somebody had my name. And I was like, and I got DN Photo, but I just used it for so long that I just don't, like, I probably should go after my name. Yeah, but I think he's like an accountant.
I got lucky. He was a photographer. It was Kent Miller Photography.
Oh, that's even better.
Yep.
Let's see. Hello, handsome. Okay, we already got that one.
I see somebody asking about Fujifilm.
Oh, Fujifilm for film simulations.
Yeah, I don't do any of the film simulations, and I don't shoot any actual film that's color. It's all black and white. I don't shoot any color film now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, the D850 kills it, so it's like, if I'm going to shoot color, I'm going to either do that or the Leica. I don't really.
Yeah, because I actually think that a lot of, I mean, unless you go back to like, I don't know, like Portra and some of those.
I have some of them. I just, you know.
I'm saying that's not that old.
I developed it all myself, so I don't really.
Before that, the old color stuff, the good color stuff, was all slide film.
Yeah.
And who wants to deal with that now?
I don't.
It's like print film was really like for amateurs until like Portra and stuff came around. Yeah. Pros weren't really shooting. I mean, I guess wedding photographers did.
I did some really great, Fuji had a Press 800. Do you remember that stuff? It was a negative film.
Yeah.
Stunning, super stunning. I would
Fuji
push
Press.
that to 3200 and just beat on it, and it was amazing, amazing. It scanned pretty well, but the prints were nice. So.
Yeah, okay, so there's a question for you. So how did you do it? Like, did you scan back in the film days? I assume
No, I did prints and then scanned the prints.
This is what I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually spent a bunch of money not knowing much to get.
I mean, I scanned the slides. I shouldn't say that, but
slides.
The slides I mostly scanned, unless I could.
But for
negatives, we could still get Cyberchromes back then, though.
That's right.
You guys will never see that again.
I know,
that was stunning.
But the thing is
black and white, no.
Yeah, for black and white and even color print, because I showed a lot of color print. It was.
Yeah,
I would always get
print.
print first and then scan it. Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, because the guys that could print color and black and white in an actual lab were way better than me.
Yeah.
And they could do things that I couldn't. I mean, I started with Photoshop 3, so. Oh. I couldn't do it. I certainly couldn't do it back then. I don't know if I could do it now, but.
So here's a question by Corey. Is it good to stick with absolutely one type of photography and become a world-class student of that? Headshots, portrait in your case, and I guess versus doing a lot of different things. I think I already made my opinion on this, but what do you think?
Well, if you go by popular demand, I would say do the one thing that you love. The problem with me is that I love doing a lot of things. I honestly do. I really honestly love to go into a room and shoot an architectural view of it. I love doing portraits. I love doing film. I love doing even the events that I cover. They're super huge, large-scale events, and I love them. I think it's fantastic.
But when you were first building like your client base, so you started shooting for the magazine, doing musicians, did you like then just start doing everything, or did you?
No. I only did that at the time. Yeah, I didn't start doing anything else until someone hired me to do it.
Right.
And they're like, "Hey, can you do this?" And then I got suckered into doing something else, and then something else, and then something else.
Well, and I think
and then I really enjoyed doing all of those things. Even food. When I was an assistant, I mostly assisted food and product photographers and a few fashion people here and there, but mostly it was food and products. And I thought it was fantastic. Now, do I shoot food? No. I do shoot drinks, but I don't shoot food. It requires a huge team and a lot of
good food photography.
Really,
Commercial food photography requires a team.
Yeah, you need a kick-ass stylist first of all.
Yeah. I mean, actually,
the
thing about technology now, though, is that if you're a great food stylist and you have a good eye, you probably could do food photography without a huge team beside yourself.
You probably could. I mean, you can just click the button and look at the screen.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Digital has opened up the world where and I know this because I know people that were really good stylists and they actually became photographers once that was
one stop.
Yeah, because they already had the eye. Because having that eye is like that's a huge part of it.
Yeah, it was the talent of getting things to look really, really good. But we were also shooting 8x10 film back then.
Yeah.
And using 4,800 watt speedo packs and just, man, when you lit up the room, you lit up the room.
So did you do this? Because I remember I used to work for one studio and we used to shoot large format. They would use they'd use the Type 55 to test focus. So basically we'd do the 8x10 and then they put a reducing back on there, shoot a Type 55, which if everybody knows what that is right now, they're probably going, oh my God. Like they'd literally peel it, look at the negative for sharpness and throw it away.
And then throw it away.
That stuff became like gold later. It was like, man,
I sold my last box for like $325.
Yeah. And like when we were using it, it was like, oh yeah, nobody used it, which is...
Yeah. And you never used the positive at all. That was useless.
Although my final project in art school, I shot all Type 55.
Amazing.
But that was before it was
I miss those days.
Yeah, it was.
That was really cool stuff.
Yeah, 55 was cool. Okay, so is it good to stick with? Okay, so I mean, I think you should stick with it in the beginning, because I think if the question is should you stick with it as far as growing as a pro, my feeling on that is that you should start focused. Like if you,
it'll definitely help you get further faster.
Yeah, because I think if you start off and you're too scattered, you have 15 images in your portfolio and there's 5 different subjects. I think you're just not gonna. They won't know what to do. They want to say, "This is Kent Miller. He's the music photographer." Once you're established, you can do anything, because you're still Kent Miller.
Yeah.
Which is actually kind
of. Although no one's going to hire you to shoot architecture if you're a portrait photographer. Well, not no one, but not many.
That's right. You'll get the rare situation. The way that I fall into things like that generally is being mostly I was a fashion photographer. Sometimes I'd be hired to shoot product stuff because it was related to the fashion.
Right.
Like they'd be
Yep.
like, oh, we have some jewelry.
Yeah, or a bunch of shoes, or yeah. I mean, I've done tons and tons of shoes. Yeah, for sure.
It's amazing how many shoes get photographed.
It's amazing. Yeah, women have so many shoes.
I remember
it's a
doing
great
catalogs, and there'd be a day of shoes. Like you literally do shoes, and we used to do them outside.
Hundreds of
Miami.
pairs.
We would just do like this, like backlit with a swim. Like it would just like change
nice.
the shoes, move the position, change the shoes. Yeah, so that's what we used to do.
Wow,
That's
you
how
had
we
it
used to do
good.
Oh, it was so
I love
good.
that.
It was like a great day. It was like the lazy day we did at the end of the
Shooting Ektachrome.
Oh,
Nice.
Tonight. Nice.
Somebody's shooting some Ektachrome right now, and there's some. Oh, look at this! Has turned into a film
Uh-oh. 120 Velvia. But the new Velvia or the old Velvia?
shoot.
Because it was Velvia 50, right? And then they came out with, then it went away, and they came back with Velvia 100 and 200.
There's 200.
Uh-oh, my mic's not working too well?
Uh-oh. Good thing it's him. It's his kit. Ha ha. Just kidding.
It's probably the kind that's just really loud.
Oh, that's probable. There's a gorgeous print of a woman jumping on Kent's studio site, portrait section. Can't paste URL, thanks for this.
Oh.
Huh.
I don't know. We can go, if you go to it. Ken can go to it on his computer and we can show you guys.
Stefan, which site? Is it the Kent Miller photography site?
I'm going to try to fix my mic.
All right. I'm going to go try and sign in and see what we got here.
The question
I wanna
is, which mic
see.
is mine? B? Oh, great, now I'm A. That's what I get for giving myself A.
Way too many shoes. Right on. I got you, Mike. I see you. Let's see. Camera portrait section. Let's see if you're any other.
All right, I raised my volume. We'll see if that helps. Talkity talk. Yeah, I should be cranking.
You should be cranking. How do you know?
I'm looking at the levels.
Oh, I was gonna say I can't see any levels.
No, you
here.
can't see them there. I'm looking at the Zoom. I'm using the Zoom recorder. We're trying something new because I don't ever try anything new not live. I figure what's the point?
If it's gonna fail, he's going right in.
Exactly, we're just going for it. All right, so we're looking for the image. Hey, Jenny.
Portrait section.
Yeah. What are your ages? I am 27. How old are you? 28? Hold on, when was 1990? That's when we started. Yeah, so he started at 0.
I started at 0.
That was 28 years ago. Now, how's that make you feel?
I'm a little older.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. Like,
In 1990, I was in basic training.
geez, I'm more than 20 years older.
No, you're not.
Yeah, actually I am.
Oh. Way too many shoes. Bullet. Oh yeah, I haven't tried it yet.
Bullet's good.
50 ASC. Okay, that's the real stuff.
That's the real stuff, yeah.
Do I shoot Adobe RGB or
This
sRGB?
Devil Bliss guy is my buddy Mike.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hey Mike.
Yeah, man.
Do you shoot Adobe RGB or sRGB? What do you shoot? I'm pretty sure I've answered this before, but I'll say.
I shoot in Adobe RGB.
Yeah.
Anything that I know I'm delivering for anything other than print, I convert it to sRGB.
Yeah, that's exactly what you should do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little torn even between 8 and 16-bit, honestly, because I have an NEC monitor that can see not 16-bit, but pretty damn good. I don't know what the actual bit depth is of the NECs. It's sort of like a Barco monitor. It's a high-end monitor. But you know, when I give that to everyone else, they have a computer even slightly close to that. So it really doesn't make any sense unless I know I'm going directly to print and I know the client is capable of handling that kind of data. Then I'll definitely give them a full Adobe RGB 16-bit TIFF.
Yeah, but you should not deliver.
Flat.
You definitely should not deliver in sRGB. I mean, in Adobe RGB if it's like going on the web and people don't know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, because they're just gonna convert it, and it's gonna be
it'll be their crappy conversion, basically.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's almost always a problem. I run into that a lot.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you deliver an sRGB if it's going on the web.
Yeah. Yep. Anything web-based or Instagram.
Look at how crappy the internet connection is here. That's because I'm getting it in.
This is your internet connection. I'm on your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, but you're on a static stills page. I'm watching a video.
Yeah, I'm not going to try that.
This is a video.
I saw how long it took me just to load this page. I'm not going to try that.
By the way, the This building is so old that the internet in here is something like 1 gigabit or whatever. It's so slow. I use my phone to stream. Yeah,
dude.
Okay, cool. So which picture are we looking at?
Sweet. I don't know. I can't.
We're trying to find the picture. Sorry.
I don't know which one he's looking at. Because
when do I use ProPhoto? Never. You mean the ProPhoto color? I don't ever use it. Do you?
No, I don't.
No. I never use that. I mean, unless somebody asks for it. I mean, generally, what ends up happening is sometimes if you're going direct, which doesn't happen that often with me. Usually, ends up going to a retoucher first or something. You know, with a color house that's going to separate it, because I do catalogs. But if maybe they do it, they'll tell you if they want something special. But generally, I just either deliver.
ProPhoto, it's definitely a wider gamut.
Yeah,
but again, unless you have a monitor capable of that wider gamut, you're not even seeing it. There's no way you're seeing it. But it definitely has a wider gamut, and it will produce a nicer hue, transition between grays for sure. But
yeah, we have a lot of junk here because this is how we're live streaming, but we needed the laptop. So, yeah.
Put the junk on your table.
Yeah.
Come on.
This is advertising. We have like the bullet.
This is not junk, guys.
Oh, and there's a Leica right here.
And my Monochrome is here. Come on.
Oh, that's such a good camera. By the way, the Leica Monochrome is the one camera that consistently with every person that's ever dealt with it. When they've never used it or never touched it, they say the same thing. Why would you ever want a camera that just shoots in black and white? That's expensive.
That costs that much money, yeah.
You hand them that camera and they actually use it for a few days, they go, how can I buy one of these? Because it's sick. I mean,
unless it's in your hand, you don't understand.
Yeah, it's such a different, it's weird. You know what, Phase 1 made a black and white camera too, which I didn't even want to touch because it would have killed me.
Yeah, it's like 35 grand for just the back, yeah.
And there's a red.
Stunning.
There's a red too that you can shoot.
There is?
Yeah, that uses a similar sensor, maybe the same sensor, so you can shoot black and white video.
It makes a difference because there's no, it only records luminance. There's no bare array on it. There's none of that other stuff.
It's so crazy.
So can you make a conversion that looks that good? Damn close. Yeah. Damn close. If you're good at it and you really want to push that. But if you're a purist and you're going to print that thing, it looks pretty damn nice. I've been printing. The reason I even do 16-bit is because I've been printing the monochrome images in platinum and making the negative on my P800. Is that what it is? P800? The Epson P800? Yeah. Repairing, you have to make a curve, and it's a nightmare, but it works better in 16-bit. So that's why I started using 16-bit again. Other than that, I don't really see the point. But
no, I don't either.
But because of the black and white transitions, the 16-bit is a smoother transition.
Not for delivery. I mean, if your camera is capable, you want to capture in the highest bit that you can. But delivery.
Yeah, I mean, everything's raw. I don't ever capture. Yeah. My camera doesn't go to JPEG.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Mark Fisher says, awesome. Jimmy played the monochrome like a Love Dims can't afford it. Yeah, that is the problem.
Yeah, it is definitely the problem. Yeah. Look for a used one.
Oh, black and white conversion on a Fuji. But I wonder what they do to do that. Do they take the sensor out and switch it? Because it's literally a different kind of sensor, right? I mean, it's like a whole.
But when you're doing the I don't know anything about Fujis, guys. Yeah. So, but my question would be is if you're doing the black and white conversion in the camera, does that affect the raw file? Because if I do a black and white conversion in my 850, and sometimes I like to shoot with the back looking black and white, the raw files are not black and white.
Well, no, I'm assuming what he's saying is they actually do the conversion to the camera to make it shoot in black and white.
Oh.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, he's sending the whole camera in. No, what you're saying is true too. You can make your camera shoot black and white. And actually, strangely enough, when I don't shoot, I'm curious how they do it. Strangely enough, when I'm not shooting tethered, I almost always shoot in black and white profile.
So weird? You can see the picture in the back.
Yeah, in black and white, even though I'm shooting raw. Even if it's going to be a color picture, I shoot that way. I can see the light better. I actually just like to see it that way. Mm-hmm. So that is
one thing with the monochrome. If
they remove the filters.
If you don't know much about the your exposures and stuff, I would recommend learning real quick because the monochrome will teach you a lesson fast. Because it's only luminance. So if there's no luminance, if you blow it out, so to speak, it's not there. There's nothing there. It's gone.
Yeah, it's such a lovely camera.
I tend to underexpose it because it brings you can open it up nicely.
Oh, okay. So there you go. So it's not a different kind of sensor. There's just filters in front of it. See, I don't remember that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually. So there you go. You can get them removed from a Sony as well.
Had no idea, man.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
No, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, me too. I'm curious.
Yeah. If you have some images or something, if you've done it.
Well, he's going to maybe do his X100S. Well, let me know because I have an old X100S that I kind of don't use that much. I would turn that black.
You're not talking about turning it into the infrared, right? Because I've seen them do that.
Oh, that's interesting. No, it's just black and white. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I guess we're going to find out. See, this is I only do these so that everybody on the internet can tell me stuff.
Yep.
Like I learn more than
this. Alan, you're saying using Silver FX, it is the only way to go. Silver FX rocks.
Oh yeah, they
absolutely rocks.
I always just kind of handcraft each one when I do that.
I love it. I have a whole bunch of presets I've developed in Silver FX. When DxO took over it, and I, like a fool, upgraded, all my presets went away, and I was a slight bit furious.
Oh man.
So I called DxO, and they walked me through the process of getting them all back. And everything was still there. It was all good.
No good.
But for some strange reason, when you install it, it didn't bring them over. I don't know why.
That's interesting. When I upgraded although I was able to, I just had to re-enter them in. And when I lost all mine when I upgraded my capture one.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I was like, and it was funny because I didn't go from 11 to 12 like you. I went from like 11 to 11.3 because we were going to use the new Fuji. Mm-hmm. And
12 is nice, man.
All my presets were gone. I was like, but then they
mine
were
are all
there.
there. Oh, you know what? This is a shoot computer. I don't have them here.
Yeah. So yeah, but they were still there though. It just didn't really.
I love all the junk on the front.
No, there's a lot of stuff there. Check out. Okay, so I'll check it out. There you go.
Which one?
They do infrared too. This is the place.
Oh, sweet.
Max. Yeah, we'll check it out. We're close.
Carlstadt, New Jersey.
That's not so bad, right?
No, that's right over there.
All right, so.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Essentially, you get 3 times the resolution.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the same with the monochrome.
Yeah.
Even though it's on, the first one I had was the M9 version, and that was 19, I think, megapixels.
Yeah.
And it would rival my 36 megapixel D810 at that time.
Yeah, that's the one.
And this is the 24 megapixel one, the newer one, and this one's, it's stunning. It really is stunning.
Yeah, I had Silver FX too. I'm on the side with Jenny. I think Silver FX is cool, but I never really used it much. I use Capture One to do my black and whites, and I just do it myself.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I just leave
That's
it.
the only thing I use.
Actually, when I
shoot
shoot with my M8, interestingly enough, since we're on the Leica topic, their internal black and white profile with the red filter on, I love. I just use that. It actually works perfect. I shoot the JPEG plus the RAW, and I almost always just use the JPEG if I'm shooting black and white.
Yeah, there are something cool about their processing of the JPEG.
Yeah.
Just like the Fujis. The Fujis have that.
Yeah, they do.
They do some really cool processing in the camera that, I don't know, it's hard to. Oh, there you go.
Monochrome imaging. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
There's a lot of places. Look at that.
Look at that.
Well, I wouldn't do my Sony, or else you guys would be watching us in black and white, because I only use the Sonys for video. I don't know that I want black and white video.
I've done black and white video with that camera. It's awesome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude, it's amazing.
Oh, with this camera. Oh, that must be amazing.
It's amazing.
Oh, this is something we need to see.
Yeah, I have one that I was going to put on YouTube, and it kind of didn't look right. So, not look right, but I didn't do it right. Sorry, I'm just not that into the video, so I never.
Yeah,
really
you
used
have
it.
to actually. So for YouTube, I don't know if you guys know, and I'm not by far not an expert in this, strangely enough. You have to export your stuff out of Premiere a certain way that YouTube likes. It's not even hard. It's just that like you look at it and it's like this menu in a restaurant where you've never eaten that kind of food, and you're just like, hold on, I have to what? Then you just kind of cross-reference the data. So I actually made in my Premiere different, basically what you call presets, I guess you might call them, depending on what cameras I use, and then I export them. Like I can tell you right now though that I need to make a new profile for these LEDs. I switched the studio lights. I don't know if you guys
noticed. It's looking
noticed.
green there. I don't know if that's the way it really is.
It is crazy green in here because I got these new Philips LEDs. These are I should have known because these were cheaper than the ones in the other room. And I put them in the ceiling to have more light in here and to be daylight balance. And man, they're green.
Sure does look green in here.
Yeah, they're green.com. They're like a warm green.
Drop a color on there. Just kidding.
It's a video. He really doesn't know anything about. Okay, so
you can't do that with video. What?
I mean, not when we're live.
Oh shit!
What's the best way to improve as a photographer? Do you set personal goals or projects for yourself? Exercises?
Exercises. I live in New York. That's called living in New York and walking. Yeah. As far as getting better, shoot. When I started, when I got the F4 back in the day, I literally started burning film like by the 20 packs per week.
20 packs.
And I would just burn through it, just taking pictures of everything on a tripod, off a tripod, doing like depth of field studies where I could just check and see, what each exposure did at each shutter speed, at each f-stop, and just seeing what the camera, what the combinations of f-stop and shutter speed did. And I just beat the hell out of it. And I think those steps in the beginning, now I don't think about any of that crap anymore. I mean, most of the time, even when I use a digital camera, I just start with it's almost always the same. So it's like after a certain point, you get pretty close right off the bat. The only difference being is when I'm shooting the 5x7 camera, because that film is outdated by 40 years, and it was slow to start with. So now I base all my exposures off ISO 3 and then go from there. Which, for all of you guys who don't know, ISO 3 is mighty slow.
That's what I rate the paper negatives at, so it's actually simple. Yeah, it's nuts.
3 or 6, yeah.
Yeah, that's why I used to use, actually I have it up there. I have an old Broncolor, not the fashion pack, but the other one, the 3200 pack.
Oh, a graphite?
No, it's not a graphite, it's the old ones when they used to have fashion.
Okay. Yeah.
The other one, it's actually...
Primo.
A Primo.
Primo, yeah.
It's slow because it's old, but it's powerful, and I put one head through it with a scrim trim, and that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Because it's like nuts. I mean, it's like whoa.
It's a serious pop. Yeah, I do the same thing if you look at, there's a shot on the new website of a guy named Bill Wadman, photographed outside with my Broncolor mobile pack and a bi-tube head from, wow, I don't know how old that is, 80s or so, probably. It's an old blue original paint bi-tube head, and it's an amazing.
I'm going to try to switch just to put your correct website. Hopefully I don't crash the whole stream while I'm doing it.
Oh, he's going to kill it now.
All right, hold on. So it's Kent Miller.
Photography. That's just the newest stuff. The old site still has stuff on it.
Well, gotta do you right. Save changes.
Yeah.
All right, I think I did it. It's hard to know if it worked or not. Now's the trick. I want to refresh this page.
Oh shit! Now we're doomed. Oh, now we're back to.
We gotta watch the commercial
no.
again. Sorry guys, Daniel has to pay the rent.
Somebody has to do it.
I'm also interested as which different ones come up. Nope, it's still there. It just didn't refresh for me. I don't know if you guys are seeing the right one or not. By the way, did you see this? See a little corner thing?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Very sweet, right?
You're getting better, aren't you?
I figured this stuff out. Oh, welcome to the live chat. Thank you. Maybe I'll do a Capture One conversion at some point, Jenny. Like live.
Ooh, a D800 to
oh, jeez.
$2,500. Man, that's more than buying a new.
I know that's
not a new one, but like an 810. I mean, shit, I'll sell you my 810 for $1,600.
Yeah, and then we'll put a red filter in front of it.
Yeah.
Let's see, Chris. Yeah. Black and white sensor, mirrorless system for less than monochrome. Oh, you wish there was one. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Me too.
There's nothing less because there aren't any.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a monochrome.
Well, I also think the thing is this.
It's like
what Leica does is they really they know that they're not going to have a lot of people buy them, but they still do it anyways. I mean, they're providing this thing. I mean, not like they're doing it out of charity, but they have to charge a lot. I mean, how many monochromes are they selling? A few hundred in the whole world. I mean, it's not like
I don't know.
So I give it to them for that.
I was definitely not a Leica fanboy until the monochrome.
Yeah, I like a range. It was weird. I actually
didn't even know anything about it.
Really. I got a rangefinder for some. I was on one of these like cheap photo like websites. People talk about old cameras, and I bought an old Canon rangefinder, and I used it, and I was like, man, I really like rangefinders. I hadn't actually used an actual rangefinder before.
I never
From
did.
there, I went. I had all the Voigtlander ones, and I had Leicas. I used to shoot all rangefinder when I could. Mamiya 7s. I love it.
Yeah.
Because I'm so blind.
I
can't
got stuck in it because of my assistants at the time.
Oh yeah.
Luke.
Luke.
Was obsessed with the Leica, and then Marco came on, and he's obsessed with the Leica, and Leica. So I had a Phase 1, and the D800 came out, and I had my Phase 1, and I saw the writing on the wall when that 36 megapixel came out that was only, what, $3,000, and my Phase 1 was $30,000, and it was now fewer megapixels than I was like, oh, it's time to sell.
Yeah.
So I sold all that, and that's when I bought the Monochrome, and because I had zero interest in getting a color one, because why? I had 800s at that time, and but when I used that camera, I was it instantly turned into my favorite camera. Yeah. And this is not a Leica show, guys, but just saying, I don't know why.
If Leica,
for whatever the game was, I bought the original Monochrome, the M9 version.
Yeah, that's the one that
with a 35. I think it was an f2. It's an f2 lens.
So Summicron.
And that was it, man. That was 10 grand, but
It was, right?
I'm
actually a huge Summicron fan. Like, I know people love the faster glass, but I like the f2s. I love those lenses. One thing that's cool about Leica, guys, if you don't know this, is that now it is becoming a Leica show. Is that they have different lenses, right? So I forget what's the 1.4 called?
Summilux.
Summilux. So if you get a Summilux, like a 50 Summilux, a 35 Summilux, they all use the same formula basically, so that your lenses match. Like, that's kind of the thing. So if you like the look of the 35 1.4, then the 50 is going to have the same look. The 85, whatever lenses they make, 75 I guess, or 90, I can't remember the lens.
There is a 75 1.4 that I wish I would have bought back in the day, because it was cheap back in the day, and now used ones are 4+.
Yeah, probably because nobody bought it, because 75 is such a weird, even though I love 75.
I would have totally
But the thing is, it wasn't in a lot of the cool cameras.
No.
It's in the M6, but it's not in like the M3, and M3s are really popular, so yeah. Anyways.
You snooze, you lose.
Okay, so sorry, that's what we'll get off that. So D5, you shoot JPEG, proper picture control setup. Picture control setup. That must be a Nikon thing. I don't know what that is.
On a D5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I had a D5.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I
thought it was your version.
Setup, photos. Yeah, I mean, sure. If you can shoot a clean JPEG, why not?
Hey, all my friends who work with Getty, they all shoot JPEGs, and they will kill me. They will literally. It's straight out of the camera. I have to process everything, and they will kill it. Sure? Jamie, it just pushed me to shame every time.
Yeah, why not?
I'm like, come on, really, dude? A JPEG? But yeah, they kill it.
Yeah, my only thing with even in that sense, I feel like memory is so cheap. Yeah, I'll take a little.
Wait, do you guys see what this cup is?
This is the original Adorama Pro Pro.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
If people don't know, I started Adorama Pro, or one of the people that started it.
Yeah, you are.
I am the guy. Just in case you didn't know. Oh.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right. So, yeah, that was the Leica show. What were we actually supposed to talk about? Oh, hold on. There's a question.
Let's move on from Leica.
How do you get your subjects to genuinely express themselves versus how much is directing? Oh.
This works really well. Now it's called the Bourbon Show.
Am I going to say me too? Come on. Don't have your models drink.
Goof around, man.
Yeah.
I try not to make it overly crazy. I mean, half the people that you're going to photograph don't want to be there. So the easier and more chill and easygoing you make it, the better they feel, and the more they're at home. Putting them on a set like this is the most nerve-wracking. They will immediately get sweaty palms and feel uncomfortable. If you can have a atmosphere around them and then have them sit here, it will be easier. I tend to have a makeup artist that kind of breaks the ice first. Mm-hmm.
A good makeup artist is great. A bad makeup artist, I find, this is terrible.
Yeah, you got to get somebody who can just get them talking and get them relaxed and chill.
The problem I've had with makeup artists, I don't know if you've had this, is that if you have the wrong makeup artist, they set the tone, right? Because generally, model comes in, hey, how you doing? Okay, we're going to do this today. All right, you're in the makeup for 45 minutes. If that makeup
45, wow.
Because they're slow. That's a bad makeup artist. So we're talking about bad makeup artists here, right? They're in there forever. They come out and it's like the makeup
2 hours later, you're like,
has set their tone, and it's like,
Yeah.
Like what's going on here? Like it's their side. So if you don't have a really good makeup artist that you're comfortable with, that's part of your team, it can actually be bad.
Hey, Mike, do you know anything about this?
Oh, is Mike a makeup artist?
I know he's listening. I just want him to comment in there, and he'll be like, "Oh, I might know something." We've had a story about this for a long time. But, it begins with whoever answers the door.
Wow.
But beside that, the first person they're going to get in serious contact with is the makeup artist or the stylist. But the stylist, I mean, it's very rare that you have a crazy stylist. Most people are really cool. Stylists and makeup artists are usually pretty hip and cool.
Yeah, you got to use the right people. That's the thing. Like that's part of my thing. But yeah, I think you're right. I think making people comfortable, and I mean, I have like a weird sense of humor, I guess. But like I will like call out the fact that they're on. Like I break the fourth wall. Like I don't like treat it separately. I mean I don't, if they're on the set doing something weird, I'll say they're on the set doing something weird. Like I'm just very. I think you just don't want. Obviously you have to be professional, but at the same time it's like, if I wanted to be all stiff, I would like work in a bank. It's like I'd make more money. I'll tell you that right now. Oh, what do we got?
I don't really want to go back to the Leica game, but there's somebody talking about an SL. The SL is an amazing camera, but again, it's 24 megapixels. I think the new S is going to kill it. But it's a mirrorless camera. It's a really awesome camera. The new S is...
Which is the Panasonic?
No, the new Leica S.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, because the SL is a step down, right? The
S
was the
Leica. The SL is the mirrorless.
Yeah, well, the S, though, was the big guy, right?
The S is the big one.
Yeah, I've used that one.
Yeah.
It was actually really funny.
It's still awesome camera.
When the S came out,
and the SL is great.
When the S came out, Leica came, and this is when I was still doing that on a Pro, and they come to me like, "Oh, we want you to do something with this camera," and this is actually before I was even doing videos. So I'm like, "All right, sure." And then like next thing you know, somebody shows up with this briefcase. I felt like I was James Bond, and they like open it up. It's got this camera, and it's worth like $50,000 with all the lenses and stuff. They're
At
like,
that time,
they give it to me. They're like,
outrageous.
All right, bring it back next week. And I'm like, I'm nervous to leave New York. I'm gonna walk in the street with this thing. Like I don't know what this is.
It's crazy. Yeah, the lenses are $8,000 a pop.
Yeah, but man, it was a nice camera. Let's see. Yeah. So, anyways, long story short.
I'll let you take that because.
Yeah, I don't disagree with Jenny. I mean, if you direct well, it'll be natural. But in other words, so the way that
some people are really good at that.
Yeah, I mean,
I tend to be a little less of the direction. I give an initial like sort of thing.
Like I say, you're doing this.
Yeah. What's good is if you can almost lead it into being an act.
Right.
Then you're really good. If I'm just doing portraits, headshot type of thing, environmental portraits or stuff, I have a set like 4 shots I'm going to get out of that, and I literally just walk them through it and get it over with as fast as possible. Crack a joke, have them look around, make some kind of small talk.
I have a stick
that's it.
with a feather at the end.
Do you?
And I just reach in and tickle them under the chin.
That's awesome, man.
Actually, I don't have that, but I say that I have it, and that's enough. It's like when your parents are like,
I'm stealing
if you keep messing up,
tomorrow.
I'm going to hit you, like that kind of thing. Like wait till your father gets home, you do that. So like, if you're not going to be natural, I'm going to tickle you with my giant feather. Of course, that could also be a Me Too movie.
Ooh, there's a good one.
Uh-oh.
The monochrome versus black and white film.
Oh, interesting. Actually, that's as interesting, and maybe I'll have you do that because you have a monochrome and you shoot black and white. But I want to roll back to something you said about like when you were learning. This is, I think, actually what is amazing about digital and bad. So when you had a film camera, you were trying to learn, right? So Kent's saying this, he's taking different shots at different apertures, at different things. Okay, he's probably doing what? Making notes, right? Because you're not like you had
to keep a notebook.
You keep a notebook, right? Then you went back and looked at it later, and you're referring back to your notes. The problem with digital is that you put the camera down and you shoot at several different ISO, let's say ISOs or different apertures or whatever. You immediately see the results. So sometimes it just passes through you. I feel like the slowing down of having to take notes, even though you don't need to take notes in digital, would actually help a lot of people. Because a lot of times people don't remember how they did it. Yeah,
but it's usually about the whole set at that point.
Yeah, well, I think the thing is this. Okay, so let's say, for instance, in this moment, I don't know if this happened to you, but it happens to me all the time. In the moment when I'm shooting something, sometimes I really like a shot, and I'm shooting tethered, so I see my shots. And then when I look at my pictures later, that's not my favorite shot anymore. A different shot really sticks out to me. And if you are doing let's say you're trying to figure out what aperture you like to shoot for a portrait. So I shoot a bunch of apertures right now on you, and I go, oh, 5.6 is the best. And I do it right now. Maybe later, maybe that's not the best, really. It's just what I'm feeling at that moment. So
you just did this on a shot with the girl when you were using that lens, that cheap lens.
Oh.
You did the same thing with the hair light.
Oh.
Where you had the hair light facing this way, and you had it at, I don't know, third power, and then you brought it up to half power, and you could see that little shimmy.
Yeah, and then I changed my mind.
And then you changed your mind.
Changed my mind.
And that's exactly what, see, that's the glory of shooting tethered, which is why we shoot tethered. On this, in the studio, like if I'm out on location, I try and shoot tethered. If I have a digital tech or an assistant that's capable of, carrying the camera around, or the laptop around, we'll shoot tethered all the time. But if not, then you kind of just roll with it. But those kind of little things, your eye in this atmosphere, because you have all the other lights on, you don't notice as quickly. But when you take that shot and it pops up on the screen, and you have a 30-inch screen, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, it makes a difference that way. So, I mean, if you can shoot tethered, give it a shot a couple of times and see if you like it. It will slow you down a lot. It makes it a little more cumbersome.
Don't even start.
But in the same breath, you won't be shooting 10,000 shots and having to edit 10,000 shots.
That's right. Okay, hold on. So, okay.
That's my buddy Mike.
I like it. Okay, so let's see. Okay, try Jay's suggesting to try it, not telling them what to do, instead suggest things they can think about. I think that's a great idea.
Yep.
Yeah, I often say, and usually what I'll do is I usually say something that's completely out of context because I shoot a lot of young people, and I'll say the wrong thing, and which is actually funny to them, so that's how I get them funny things. Yeah. So I'll be like, oh, think of somebody sexy like Tom Cruise, right? Because to me, Tom Cruise is like Tom Cruise is like,
What?
But,
you mean Nick Jonas? Sorry.
No, Nick Jonas still isn't. Jonas still old. See, he's old.
Oh wait, I'm still
like a long time
ago.
No, now they like I don't know
who.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's not go there. We're gonna be really
sad. Yeah,
we're
not following that. All right, so know something about the subject. What you have something to talk about. Yeah, that's actually classic. Jimmy's got a good point. Photojournalism. I used to work
doing the research
as an assistant for a guy that we did a lot of stuff for Newsweek, and that's exactly what he would do. He would I don't know if there was Google back then. Maybe it was Yahoo or something. But anyways, when he would get research.
When I started, it was AOL, brother.
Yeah, I mean, he would learn about a little bit about the person. So it was a lot of sports people. So we'd go in there and he'd be like, "Oh man, you won the ring," and blah blah blah. I mean, even if he didn't really know that, you have that little bit that you're breaking the things. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I find that I always stick my foot in my mouth with sports, though.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
It's never going to end well with me. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But doing a little research now because of the interwebs.
Yeah.
You can find out so much information on almost everybody you're going to shoot.
Yeah.
Even just the person you're going into the office to shoot tomorrow, they're probably on LinkedIn, they're probably on Instagram, maybe not, but they're probably on Facebook and LinkedIn, or Snapchat's kind of, if they're
on Snapchat.
They're probably not going to be on Snapchat.
No.
But
not if they're in an office anyways.
Even at that rate, you can find out a couple little tidbits, what kind of bourbon they like, where they go for vacationing.
Yep.
If they like the islands, if they like this or that. You can make small talk real quick.
Yeah.
And a couple of quick questions, you can find out that information as well. When we photograph celebrities, we have handlers, and obviously celebrities are all over the internet, so you can research the shit out of them. Mm-hmm. But you can also ask their handlers.
Yeah.
You can ask their PR people in advance.
Yeah.
Because that's
also
typically who's hiring me.
Thing.
So yeah, I mean, there's sometimes when they may have just broken up with somebody. I wouldn't know that shit, but they do. So you can say, hey, what should I not say on set?
Yeah, that's actually.
And sometimes they'll be helpful. Sometimes they're assholes, but that's the same with everybody.
That is also true.
That's just here and there. Most of the time, we're all there for the same reason, to make a good, interesting picture and make them look great.
Yeah, and the thing is, what you said earlier was actually really important, is that a lot of people don't want to really be there. Even if they're an actor and they're happy in front of being in front of the camera, they're usually doing something else, and you have them for a moment, so.
The coolest thing about an actor is if you can find out what they've done, and then if you can come up with some sort of a challenge, like something that they need to act, man, you will win them over like that. But that's a tough game, you know.
It can be, yeah.
It can be, yeah.
I just pull out the feather of stick thing. That works. All right. So the virulent sense of confidence. Well, yeah, obviously you need to be confident as a photographer. I mean, you never want to make, this actually comes down to something I've mentioned many times, is that even if you're not super confident about technical stuff, like if you don't, the worst thing you can do is like look at the back of your camera and like shake your head like you're not figuring it, because they immediately think it's their fault.
Sometimes it makes for a really great picture though. Just saying, I've done it. I've gone, oh shit. And then they go, God, snap.
Right. Well, you got to know the person. Well, I usually do the joke, oh, I forgot to put film on the camera.
That works.
You can use that if you'd like.
And then they look at you a little puzzled. They're like, I thought it was digital. You're like, yeah, well, that one.
Exactly.
All right, well, next.
Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, interesting.
Man, we just can't get off the Leica. Sorry.
No, that's all right. The Panasonic makes great cameras. I did the video for the GH4 and 5, actually.
I mean, all these things now are just stunning, dude.
Yeah.
There's just no way around it.
I know, that's actually, there was a guy
It's stunning.
in the store. God, he told me his name. See, I'm too bad with names. But anyways, I just met him, and they were talking about cameras. And of course, I walked up because I'm a nosy person and started talking to him. And it was just funny because in the end, it was like, yeah, there's like 4 cameras that you're thinking about. They're all friggin' great. It's like
They're all great.
Yeah, it's like
Sony,
like,
Fuji, Canon, Nikon, pick one. That's Sony.
They're so good.
They're all amazing.
Great.
Now, briefly on the monochrome versus film.
Oh, yeah.
Monochrome is amazing, clinically amazing. If you're trying to get that sort of older, softer, beautiful, even grad look, that's where film comes into play.
Yeah.
The lenses look differently. The film emulsion reacts completely differently because it's not pixels. It's just solid. So the transitions they're just different. Now, that being said, which one is better? They're both fantastic. It just depends on what you're trying to get, what you're trying to do. I can tell you that if you look at the Ken Miller Studios site and you go to the 5x7 project and you look at those pictures, all that is done with old film that is flared and beat on beyond belief. So there is a shit ton of contrast added to those pictures because they're
You had to add it.
You had to. They're fogged.
Yeah.
The contrast level is just not there. They're also scanned. I scan them. I wet scan them. So I have a liquid that you spray on, and then the emulsion, the film goes down on top of that, so it creates this like barrier in between them that fills in a lot of the voids of the film as far as scratches are concerned and things like that. And it makes for a super high res scan. All those scans are 72, 77 inches wide.
Oh, wow.
They're all pretty big.
Yeah, well, because you're printing platinum, so you have to make them big.
Yeah, I make them big because, you know, I'm printing them platinum or I'm printing them on the 800, and, you know, it's better to have bigger than smaller. And
yeah, exactly.
It's a nightmare to scan, so I'm doing them as big as I can get in the native resolution because once you get past and it's an interpolated thing, I don't like to go too deep into the interpolation.
Yeah.
Maybe one stop is fine, but after that, I kind of level out.
No, I agree with that for sure. Okay, we're talking about that.
Live develop.
Actually, now on that
awesome.
note, well, hold on. You may not know that we did this. And actually, I asked, and I'm not allowed to use the old stuff that didn't get released because you know I've been doing live demos at Adorama for a long time, and we built a dark room. You know this out of Duvetine in the space. This is when Sony first came out with the A7S. Is that the really good low light one? We mounted an A7S in this dark room that we built. We put a red light in there. We shot paper negatives live while we were live streaming and developed them. And you could watch us develop them on the spot.
Oh, that was cool. Do you have it up?
Nope, they took it down because they used to stream and then go down.
Shit.
I know. I got to do it again. It was Richard who was doing the development. I felt so bad because let me tell you something. You don't want to be in a non-ventilated dark room. But he toughed it out. But we had people come up and we shot 4x5 paper negatives, and then he went in there, developed them, they came out, and then we used my phone, which is funny. I used my phone to photograph them, and then used Photoshop on the phone to reverse them, so you can see the print. Yeah. Oh man, it was so fun. But I'm like, this is the first time. I mean, we're literally processing film live. Well, not film, but basically. Film.
I do have a couple of shots like that. I'm gonna try and see if I can edit a small video of that together and post it up.
Wait, of developing it? How can you do
Of
that?
developing,
Like
yeah.
in the dark?
No, I load it into the canister and then it's all live. It doesn't. You don't have to. It's not in the dark anymore.
Oh no, I know that part, but they want to see it come up, just like in the movies.
Well, platinum you can do that. It's
Yeah,
daylight.
platinum you can, yeah. The print you can, yeah.
The prints I can.
Actually, when we did that same thing, because it was.
Although, do I have any of that?
We did cyanotype prints from them, and we ran out and put them on the sidewalk, and then
cool.
came back and kept shooting and came back.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, those are the days we used to do cool stuff.
Yeah, and
We
then
wouldn't
some
do this
dog
anymore.
came by because it is New York. You know,
Well, we had somebody
peed on
watching it,
and,
obviously.
you know,
I had a guy out there watching
it's like
it.
developer.
But yes, I would live stream anything. This is. I live for the live stream.
This is kind of cool, I have to say.
yeah.
This is the first time, guys.
the
So,
first time.
thanks for being.
By the way, if you
patient
want to
with me.
know more stuff in a more controlled manner, Ken was on the Adorama podcast. If you guys don't know, Adorama has a podcast, and your podcast was a great one.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it was really
Yeah,
good.
we had fun. That was a good time.
Yeah,
Check that out.
Yeah, check it out. Give some more.
And there's also Pals with Bill Wadman, which is also a really cool podcast.
See, he's all right. Dave running out of the darkroom. Exactly. It was nuts.
Yeah, dude.
It was actually one of the most fun things I've ever done, but it was really costly, and not to basically there's a budget for events. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to see
Do you know these guys?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Just
I mean, they're probably just a regular watcher.
so.
I never know anybody's name.
Okay.
Oh, on Tinder. Hold on Tinder. What?
What? What's on Tinder?
Do you foresee yourselves moving to mirrorless on Tinder? No, I don't know what that means.
Mirrorless.
Oh, no,
Okay. When I did the podcast,
Oh.
it was the week before the Nikon.
Oh yeah, Nikon
mirrorless
came out
came
with
out.
a mirrorless camera. Nikon
And
came
I
out with
was,
a mirrorless camera.
I was so excited for that camera, and now I'm just like, meh.
Yeah.
All right, I got an 850. What's the difference?
How many card slots does your Leica have?
How many what?
Well, actually, the Leica just has one, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it only has one. I only use one at a time anyway.
Yeah. No, that was one of the big controversies.
It was. I know. I watched you and Seth talk about it.
a lot.
I watched Seth get beat up about it.
It's like he built the camera.
I really don't give a rat's ass about one card slot. I only shoot to one. I don't do the dual thing. I have 128 gig cards.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I'm more curious. Vanessa Joy says that she shoots 2 cards at once. And she's a wedding photographer. So I think certain people.
Well, maybe
do.
a wedding photographer.
Yeah.
I haven't done any weddings in 10 or so years, so I don't really.
I have never shot a wedding digitally.
Oh wow, I have. I like them. I mean, I mostly have a good time shooting weddings.
It's a
Also,
fun thing.
almost every wedding I shoot is friends, so it's usually a party. It's a good time.
So you're the guy when they're like, yeah, man, my friend shot the wedding better than the friend.
Yeah,
Because their friend is Kent.
Oops. I have a good time. I like them. I also would never pick a wedding that I didn't like the people, just for the sake of the
That's
money
also
or
true,
something.
yeah.
I interview everyone. If I like them, I'm cool with it. But
It's funny you say that, right? Because I think that a lot of people feel, and maybe it's the way they do business, where they feel like the potential subject is the one interviewing them, but in fact, you kind of want to be the other way around. Like you don't have to work for everybody that wants to hire you. You do the jobs you want to do. That's the best way to do it. Great tension-breaking idea.
thank you, Pete.
Love these tips. Good.
Yeah, man. I find that when I was doing weddings, I would go to an interview interviewing the client to see if I could deal with them for 12 or 14 hours, and I just wouldn't bother with people that I thought were too crazy or like.
Yeah.
If they were bridezillas already, 6 months in advance, a year in advance, I was like, man, this is only going to escalate.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with this.
It's
And
unfortunate.
I would just not do it. I mean, it's just not for me. I'm just too. First of all, look at me.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
I'm not going to fit in everybody's wedding for sure, but for
Now,
the
tell
ones
me
that I
the
did
truth.
pick was always
Do you
cool.
have one of those T-shirts that has a tuxedo shirt?
I do
Is
not
that-
have one.
Is that what you would?
I do not. That would be amazing, but no, I don't.
In like checkered Converse.
I do have checkered Converse.
Yes, that's what I would
Of
wear.
course
That's
I
it.
do. Yeah.
We become wedding team, man.
I obviously have them. Yeah. yeah, man.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. Yeah. So, do you want to talk about the?
So the title of this.
Yeah. So I mean.
So here's a problem that we just had, guys.
Yeah.
He titled this thing,
Yeah.
and then I get here and I turn on my laptop, and it says the OS will not load, and just comes up with like a whole bunch of gibberish.
Yep.
We tried like half a dozen times, and nothing would happen. Then we connected it to
My
the
phone.
internet, to his phone, because even the internet here, I couldn't get it because it wouldn't acknowledge far enough in. But he connected his phone to it. I got the thing to come up, and now it's on.
Yeah.
For how long, we don't know. This may just die at any given moment.
it's been
If
going
that's
this
the
whole
case,
time.
that's the way it works.
But what's interesting is that, oh, by the way, you brought the thing up to talk about it, and I never showed it.
What didn't you show?
The picture. Oh, did you not find it?
Which picture?
The picture that we went to.
yeah, I have no
we
idea.
lost it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so, yeah, because you were going to talk about the workflow from the Macy's.
Yeah. So
thing.
I shoot a lot of stuff for Macy's. We did the parade. My buddy Mike, who's also commenting on this thread, also shot the parade with me.
Let me get my little switcher.
And so I was just going to walk you through what it looks like
one of the cameras
from
done.
capture. Well, I shouldn't say from capture, but from card to process. And the process that I use is one that I've developed over the last 15 years, however long Photomechanic has been out, because Photomechanic is like the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you guys edit a lot of images, go look up camerabits.com and check out Photomechanic. It is the single greatest software I've ever gotten. It's, I don't know, around 150 bucks. It's amazing. It does not edit. So if you're looking for something like Bridge or Lightroom or Capture One that does the editing, it doesn't do that. What this does is it allows you to tag and import and metadata your images sort of as they're coming in. I'm just waiting for.
What?
Do I need you to be here to see this?
No.
Is
I'm
it
sorry.
live?
Yeah,
Can
no,
you
no.
see
One
it?
of the cameras died. You're live as soon as you go. I'm switching.
All right.
So I'm over here,
So-
guys.
So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and everything I do is XQD cards, which you're going to, if you're a Canon guy, you have no idea what the hell this is, but it's the same as a CFast card for you guys. The 850, the D4S, and I guess the D5 also shoot with these things. These cards are wicked fast and super strong because there's nothing in there that moves. Anyway, I have this little thing I take on location with me. Just pop it into the computer. What I do in advance is I come up with, in Photomechanic, I go into Photomechanic and I make out a sheet that's good for my import. I'll pop this open. That little thing there that says XMP on it, that's my sheet. That shows me all, what I do is I pre-enter all my metadata. So I put in that it's the parade, I put the date, I put all my keywording, I put my copyright, I put my address, I put all this information. Just a basic caption, which is usually just whatever year / parade or something like that. I don't do anything crazy in that because each picture is going to require a different kind of caption if you're going to post them. I mean, when I mean post, I mean like if you're going to upload to the wire. So I keep that sort of, you know, just generic. And so what I do is I pop that open. That's what that little drive is seeing. I'll pop open Photomechanic for you. And then you can see, awesome.
We're picture in picture now.
Woo! He figured it out. Anyway, this is Photomechanic. Comes open like this. There's nothing in there. So what I do is I go up here and I do what's called an ingest from that card. You can select the camera. You select the destination. What I do is I'll just put it on the desktop. I'll name it as a folder. Everything comes out like this. 18, what was that? 11, 24?
What's that?
Was the parade? Anyway,
Yes.
whatever. Like that. Macy's _ And that's how I'll name that folder. I'll also do a quick copy of that and copy that name for future reference. Create that, hit open. That's going to now be the destination for all these files. Right here where it says IPTC, that's the pad that I'm talking about. I can click on that. If you look at this, there's all kinds of stuff. Michael, if you look at this really closely, you'll see what that says. It says Pinup Prom. That's a long time ago, brother. Anyway, I click this load button, and I go to where I have this saved, which is right here. I load that template that I already brought in, and if you look at that, it says Macy's Parade. It gives you a couple of interesting little tidbits here: Thanksgiving Day Parade, balloons, floats, bands, all that fun stuff. And I just grab that, so that's in there. Then down here, I can select what I want it to say for each file name. This will be each file name will be named exactly like this. I set the sequence. If you hold down Option, it'll reset it to 1. Now every picture coming in will get all of that information from the stationary pad, and it'll get renamed to this. Down here you can have it open a sheet, you can erase, you can unmount, whatever you want to do at the end is fine. And then I hit ingest, and it's preparing, which is interesting. I don't know what that means.
Great.
It's never done that before.
Of course
so there
not.
You go. And then you can just watch how fast this comes in.
Oh, there you
go. It's stuck. No.
No.
And then boom, look at that. Now, remember, guys, these are D4S and D850 files coming in this fast. As I'm going to try and scroll down and give a big black page, but it won't let me. Just to show you that it comes in at 24 images at a time. Look at that, boom. So what this is, the reason this Photo Mechanic is so good, it doesn't have to build previews. What these images are is the internal JPEG that your camera is already putting on each file that you do. When you look at your screen on the back of your camera, that's a JPEG. Your camera has built that JPEG so you can see it. It's not actually the raw file. This is bringing in and letting you view that. So there it is, boom. That's how quickly this stuff loads. So what I do then is while this is still loading, you can see how fast it's loading. I have the little task thing down here so you can see what's going on. This is a 13-inch MacBook Pro. It's not a fast machine. It's not anything great. It has 8 megabytes of RAM. It's not anything. If this were my machine at home, it would be almost done by now. So what I do then is I just pop this thing open, and I start editing while we're going by here. I go like this, and I just start looking at which ones I like, and I start tagging them. You see these little check marks down here? This is because these are all my selects. So I've already gone through here and selected these. I just pick the ones I like. Out of the 6,000, there's going to be, how many is on this file?
4.
Oh no, there's not 4.
You're doing pretty good there. 4 out of 6,000.
I did, let me see how many I put in here. 1,900 out of 6,000. Out of almost 7,000 files, I brought it down to 1,900. So, but this is how it works. So I bring all these in like this.
So you check the ones you like?
I check only the ones I like.
Oh, that's interesting. See, I do the opposite.
You check the ones you don't like?
Well, no. The way that I do my editing, which I have a video on this, is I rate everything as basically come in as selected. Mm-hmm. If I was using your software, and then I go through and I deselect the ones I don't like.
Interesting.
Yeah, the reason why I do that is because then I can do multiple passes, and I just keep reducing the number.
Oh, you keep reducing. Okay.
That's
so
when
I'm doing this,
everything in my pile.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, not coming up.
The delay is so crazy. Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Anyway, so what I'm doing is I'm just picking every shot that I think is cool, and I'm going to probably deliver to the client.
Oh, interesting. Aperture. Oh, that's, yeah. So you select them, and then how do you, then what's next?
So what's going to go on here is this is imported.
Let's talk about Aperture. I remember Aperture for a minute.
Where does Aperture go?
They don't have it anymore, but it's like
Oh
Aperture.
yeah, I used Aperture, yes. But Aperture builds previews, just does not build previews.
So that's why it's faster. But
It's
you're not.
super
This
fast.
is not online though. You're kicking them off a memory card, basically, right?
Right.
Okay.
Nothing's online, yeah.
But can it be online?
Photo Mechanic?
Yeah.
I don't believe so.
I feel like that Joe was using it once on. Maybe he was pulling
Online?
it offline. Well, he was pulling something from offline, and then he pulled up Photo Mechanic to do something, and I was like, oh,
I
that's
can,
interesting.
if I sign into
First
my
time I ever saw
Dropbox and I can pull up
Oh, that's
from
probably
Dropbox,
maybe that's what he was doing.
and it will load just as fast as you're watching right now. Well, if you're,
Yeah, if you have not here with the 1 megabit.
I wonder if I can make this stop. How do I make this stop?
I don't know how to make it stop.
Oh, there's the task. All right, we got enough pictures. You know, you get the concept. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do you really want to stop? Yes, I would like to stop. All right, so you can see what's just happened. That it'll load that fast. The faster your machine, the faster it loads, obviously. So how many did we get? We got 1,200 in that period of time.
Well, that's not bad.
That's pretty fast. So now what I do with this is I go through here and then I select all the ones I like, and I move, and then I go into the folder that I created on the desktop. I thought I created it on the desktop.
I see a folder there.
Yeah.
It's over there.
All right.
Is that not it?
It is it, but I don't know why it's not allowing me to do that. Well, I show you it right here. Why is it not showing me it? Oh, probably because that's it. Well then.
It doesn't like your desktop.
It doesn't like my desktop. You know why?
always take them out. Okay, I think I'm back up.
This is great.
I think I'm back up.
Hey guys, fix it. Fix your VCR tracking.
What?
Fix your VCR tracking.
Okay, so I'm back
Who
up.
the fuck knows about a VCR? Oh my god, I love that.
Hold on, I think we're good.
Audio is gone the whole fucking time. I'm not doing it again.
No, it wasn't gone the whole time.
Hey, he says it's gone the whole time.
The whole time of that photo mechanic thing?
I guess.
Hold on, really? Hold on, let's get Kent back up. You have to do it again. You have a drink. God damn it. Never buy Sony batteries.
Holy shit. This is gonna be the best one ever.
This is definitely the best one.
There better be 100,000 hits on this.
Yeah, this is it. If you want to see everything go to shit as quickly as possible. Okay, that's you. Hold that. You're muted though.
I'm muted?
Yeah. I think you were talking too much, so you used up all your battery.
I used up all the fucking batteries.
Yep.
But I talk faster when I get some bourbon in me. Should I turn it off mute or?
No, stay on mute for now. Holy shit. Let's not kill everybody with the audio. Actually, this was good. It was only your receiver that was your transmitter that was bad. God damn.
So wait a minute, that's going into, you're recording on there too?
No. Okay, unmute yourself. And then talk.
Hello, hello, hello.
You're good. All right, sorry guys.
All right, you guys back on?
Well, they're not gonna know for a second. All right, hold on. Okay, so when did the audio die?
It says gone most of the photo mechanic.
Oh, 3 minutes. Oh no.
3 minutes what?
About 3 minutes worth of white noise.
Don't drink and live stream.
Yes. Okay, so we'll start that again. Hey guys, this is Kent Miller. Welcome.
Sons of a bitch.
Should we do the whole photo mechanic over?
Do you guys really give a shit? Do you want to hear this?
Of course they do. Wait, but you already have them in there. Do you guys care about photo mechanics? Should we do it again? Let us know. Check one, check one. Yes, you're good. Sorry, guys. I guess I need to have that so I can see it. All right, we have to have a drink. Hold on. We're taking a minute.
Holy shit.
It was good though. You did the photo mechanic, but I learned a lot, guys. I'm
That
sorry
was
that you missed it
super
all.
fun.
If you want to see it, there's a pay channel.
Oh man.
Hold on. I can't believe that the mic. Oh, I will never get to use these Sony batteries.
It was awesome when you went to. So you saw it when I went to Capture One. Is that where it kicked? Welcome to On Set.
Kent, you have jinxed my live stream.
I fucking love it.
All right,
I didn't do shit, man. Come on. I didn't put the batteries in this fucking thing.
Where we get Seth back next.
We'll get Seth back. He says the F word like 6 million times because he's from Brooklyn.
All right, I'm gonna have a little bit.
And
of
we love that, but
okay, so did we get a clear answer? Give Photo Mechanic. Oh, it's $150 and Cash One Pro is $235 for tethering. Oh, sure, you don't tether to Photo Mechanic, do you?
yeah, no.
It's really just for a quick edit, basically. It
Yeah,
sounds like.
Photo Mechanic is good if you're shooting lots of files.
Probably good for like weddings.
For the parade, I shot 7,000 pictures.
Yeah.
And I moved a radius of 20 feet.
Yeah.
That's it. And I shot 7,000 pictures.
That's a lot of pictures.
2 cameras, 7,000 pictures. When you're doing massive amounts of pictures, that's where this thing is great because of the load time and the building of the previews and stuff that Capture One does, Photo Mechanic does not do, and Bridge does, and Lightroom does. Everyone else does, except for Photo Mechanic. Because those all allow you to do editing in the program. This does not. The app doesn't do any editing. It only is for tagging and quick culling of your selects. It also does code replacement and a bunch of other shit that you need to go to the site to figure out.
But it sounds like it's good for that, basically.
If you're doing sports and you're shooting a football game and you know all the players, this thing can do code replacement, lickety split by the numbers and all. I don't do any of that. So if you're going to do that kind of thing, if you're interested in that, you probably already know about this. It's for thousands of pictures. If you're doing a fashion shoot where you're shooting 30 pictures or a portrait shoot, you're shooting 30 pictures. No need.
Well, also if you're shooting tethered, because then it's going to do it as you're going.
Yeah.
This is really for shooting a bunch of cards and dumping them.
Yes.
So I could see a wedding person.
One of the way cool things about this is I have the Lexar. What the hell is that thing called? The hub that has four slots.
All the slots. Yeah.
It has 4 slots. Anyway, I have those, and with Photo Mechanic, I can import, like I showed you that beginning part where it numbers them. It knows those numbers, and I can put 4 cards in there. 128 gig cards all at the same time and download all at the same time, and it gets it all right. And when it's done, it ejects them, and I can go move on.
See, I went to fix the cameras, so I wasn't watching the live chat because I would have known way back here that the sound was bad. Sorry, guys. The sounds. Looks like a good conversation they're having. This is the best live stream ever.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so
we're killing it.
Yeah, we're on it. So forget about Photo Mechanic for now. I think we're good with that. Yeah, sorry guys, the batteries in the labs died.
That's life.
I should have used my wired labs.
I thought you put new ones on.
I did. I put brand new batteries in. Don't buy these batteries.
They were shit. They didn't last an hour. What are these, Sennheisers? They don't.
They see what they say on it?
I don't buy their cameras.
They're
either,
great
sorry.
in low light. No, I'm just kidding.
Oops.
No, these batteries are the crappiest batteries in the universe. A pack of 40 is $4.
Oh, there you go.
But usually they last through one single live stream. That's the first time it's ever died.
I talk too much, right?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Yeah, it's your talking, Kent. I blame you. Sorry, guys.
They're just on.
All right, so most of this, I think I'm just going to skip here because the audio is all about the audio.
I love it. I love it.
The most important thing is the sound goes.
It's fucking awesome, guys.
Oh, sorry. The comments are great. We're just like, okay.
I'm just gonna read the comments. Fuck
yeah. Okay, so let's
fantastic.
see. Wow, she was gone for a while.
Never drink and stream.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is, but I want to be friends with them.
Audio is out. Okay, well, we're back though. All right, so where are we at? So.
The VCR tracking is on point.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Because probably half of you don't even know what a VCR is.
Plug better the cable, yeah. Can't hear me still. Yeah, because I unplugged.
I like Scotch.
Whenever there's like massive static on the audio, I just pull everything. That's my reaction to that. Okay, so
next time I bring a bottle of Macallan.
Yes, that's okay. Wait, noise 3 minutes. Okay, so we missed that. All right, so you guys get the gist. Just if you want to know something more about Photo Mechanic, maybe we'll do a separate video about that. But I thought it was pretty good.
Photo Mechanic is just the importer, man.
It just seems really interesting to me.
The cool thing about it is when I bring all these images in, when you look at 7,000 images, as I'm bringing them in, they already have all the information that we need for.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did it go? Right here. So. All this information is already on every single image as it comes in.
Well, because what are you tagging them with metadata?
Yeah, all the metadata is coming in as the image is coming in. So you're not downloading the card and then putting in the image information. It's already there.
Where's it coming from?
It's on this. I have a sheet set up in advance.
Oh.
But you can do this. You can do this before you ingest. You just click on that little. If you're going to do an ingest, when you do the ingest, right here where it says IPTC stationary pad, you can enter all the information you want.
Okay.
I like to keep it like as a capture time or the date, or most of the time I keep it on capture time, so that it just, as long as your cameras are set up correctly, it imports the exact time and date for the image was captured. So it just keeps it going. And then the description and caption. If you're doing something that you know is a specific caption, you can do all of them. If you're not, I'd keep this a little vague because otherwise every single image you got is going to be the same thing. But the good thing is you can change this post, like if you wanted to do just like this many pictures and change the data on that many, you can do just that. You just go back up here and do the not the ingest, but where's the pad? Right here. You go to there, and then you just change that one and change the caption on that one, or that 8 or whatever you want to do.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm down. I'm not.
It has its benefits, honestly.
Yeah, I was
if you're not doing a
it.
mass amount of pictures, skip it. But if you're doing a lot of editing of pictures, this will speed up your life.
So Patty wants to know, what do you use for your editing? What do you mean by editing? See, I use editing, the term editing, as in sorting the pictures to pick the best ones. That's usually when I say editing, but I know a lot of people, when they say editing, they mean retouching. So I'm curious what you mean by that, Patty.
When I say editing, I am in Capture One.
Mm-hmm. So the tweaking and the
I'm doing the tweaking, and I'm going through that. So in Capture One, I do everything except for any sort of, major stuff that I have to do as far as like replacing heads or anything.
Oh yeah, the whole replacing of the heads.
So if I'm not doing anything like that, I'll do everything in Capture One.
Do you use the layers and stuff?
And Net 12 actually has radial masks and stuff like that, so you can do really cool shit.
Yeah, I'm hearing all this cool stuff you can do. All I do in Capture One is shoot into it and do like basic tweaks, because I'm not that good at it. If I have to do a lot of like tweaking, I usually use Lightroom because that's what I always used. Because I never shot into Capture One until like a few years ago, and then when I started shooting into it, I would shoot into it with medium format, but not with my DSLRs. Mm-hmm. So I would only use it for that, and then I would use Lightroom for my sorting. But now I've changed it. I use Capture One for everything. I love Capture One.
Everything.
I'm getting better and better at it too.
So if you use Lightroom pre-Capture 12, and you've used like any of your masks where you've done like radial masks or just these crazy cool things that they've been able to do, Capture One now is able to do those.
That's pretty cool.
This version, they were not
12.
able to do them before.
Well, they've been adding stuff little by little, because there's even stuff in 11 that you can do that I haven't even touched yet. But yeah, you can. So she answered the question: exposure, white balance, contrast.
Correct.
Capture One.
Capture One.
Which is the same for me now. Yeah. Best way to get more business in 2019. That's a good question.
Well, I can tell you what I'm doing. Yep. I subscribe to list services, and I also have a marketing person that does all my marketing. And so what I do is I try and figure out a market that I want to approach. We go through the list, we pick, 1,000 art directors, art buyers, creative directors, and then we send them an email blast. From that, you'll see who opens it, and then who actually clicks on the links.
Interesting.
What's going on today? All of our phones, if it pops up on your phone, it's counted as an open because it opens to show you the HTML. Yeah. So that's counted as an open. They may never look at that. It may never be anything.
So you need to know the click.
I need to know the click. If someone actually goes, boom, I want to see this, then that's registered as a real click.
Right, because even if they don't reach out to you, you know that they at least took the time to look at your stuff. So
precisely. So I'll cultivate that list, and then she'll send me the report, so to speak. Excuse me, and then from there I can send them an email directly. A lot of the list services have the addresses that, I don't know, pick one, mechanics, and they'll show the art director clicked on the link. All right, so it'll say the person's name. It'll say it's at McCann Erickson. It'll tell me if
I'm an issue with the friggin'.
Oh, come on, what the fuck?
With the stream. And now we're getting good stuff. YouTube error, it said. Well, it still says live, though.
Are we live, guys? Because we're not seeing shit over here.
Yeah, well, we're
wait, it came back on.
Yep. Okay, we were delayed. So that you may have to say that again about your. No, I'm still 100%. Okay.
We're killing every battery.
Yeah, we are killing every single battery. We've never been live this long. So
Hey.
yeah, I guess I gotta get AC for these things.
Oh, Jesus.
So anyway, so news.
Why
so,
does it
so,
say Polaroid on the front of that? Oh, wait.
It's on my computer. Wise guy. Too much bourbon. So drafting paper from.
Go to Staples, check out, go into their printing section and check out their cheap prints that are made on drafting paper.
Well, that's so interesting.
It's like newsprint paper, sort of.
But I kind of love the idea, though, that you do like an individual one based on what you're going to send to somebody. I used to do. Did you used to do it? Remember those Polaroid printers? I feel like a lot of people started doing this.
Mike does those. He has a Polaroid, a little printer, and
you
he
print out
pops
the
out
Polaroids.
those little Instax.
Oh, interesting. So they used to have the
really
peel art
awesome.
one.
Yeah, super
You
cool.
stick a slide in and you project onto it. So I used to make
Oh,
custom
that.
books.
Yeah.
You know, you make custom books for the client. I mean,
The new list service now, if you look around, you can start to find ones that do LinkedIn integration now.
Oh,
so,
yep.
Why?
I don't know. It says the internet.
Can Photomechanic import brandy?
Nice. No, we're live again. Okay, so the internet is giving us hiccups.
I fucking
I'm using
love
my
this.
phone, so.
What?
God damn.
Dude, I'm
We're
trusting
having
you
we're
all the
having
way.
a hard time here. It seems frozen there, but it says live
Next
now.
time we're going to one of our houses with Fios and just gonna
Yeah, I
blast
think
this
so.
shit.
Yeah, we're having too many hiccups here, so I think we're starting to lose traction. But let's try to do more questions. So somebody asked a question about coloring. What do you look for when you're coloring quickly? So when you bring in your 7,000 images, right? Like what?
The first thing that I'm not looking for, anything that's out of focus, anything that's not a good composition, anything that chops off anything, anybody making a stupid face, immediately gone. All those things immediately gone.
Right, so you're looking for the bad, in a sense, because you want to remove what's not good. And then if something isn't skippable, then it might be good.
It might be good, yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I had it too. I mean, I always look for the bad, which might seem weird. I don't look for my favorite picture, because the next one might be your favorite one. I look for all
There's
the
no
ones
way
that
to
I
do it
don't
while
like.
I'm doing it live like
Yeah,
that. There's no
yes.
way to find your favorite picture
Yeah,
that quickly.
So I
It's
look
not
for
gonna happen.
I look for the bad stuff.
Yeah, I cull by
Removing,
bad.
yeah.
Whatever I know is photographically wrong immediately gets the axe. Anything that doesn't look interesting, anybody making a stupid face, eyes closed, out of focus,
Oh, yeah, this is good.
all those things gone.
There's the tweaks. Gavin uses Photoshop. Yeah, Gavin does use Photoshop. He's a Photoshop master. I watch his videos to learn how to do Photoshop.
Awesome.
Okay. I'm not.
Gavin, do you do retouching? Do you need another client? Because I always have lots of
Does
needs.
Capture One do layers like Photoshop? Not well. Yes, right.
Yes, it does. It's not the same. I don't.
It doesn't in the sense that it makes layers. You put things on different layers. It doesn't.
It does.
It does like what would be considered, I guess, adjustment layers.
The new version is really intense. To get the real gist of it, go onto YouTube and just check their stuff. When I'm doing Photoshop layers, they're mostly adjustment layers. I do layer masks and adjustment layers.
I
That's my
don't
big
think so.
thing.
This question is, can you keep the adjustments from Capture One in Photoshop? I think you can export it from Capture One to Photoshop, but I don't think you keep the layers. I'm sure it must.
No idea.
Because it's exporting it. Remember,
Never tried.
Capture One isn't actually changing the file. It's putting something on. It's adding information to the raw file. Like it's
Non-destructive. That's
not-
it.
Yeah, because it hasn't completed the event. We may have lost everybody, but we'll see.
Ah, you froze up.
Yep.
Now the Betamax.
I think that was the first time because I rolled away.
It's a Betamax. Look at that dude.
Okay, we're back. I think. All
Dude,
right.
who's making the comments about
All right,
that?
all right, all
'Cause
right.
Where is that? That's fucking brilliant. Where
All
is
right,
that?
yeah, sorry guys. There's going to be some fun comment reading after this is over, but
Oh my
yeah. So
God.
Capture One, yeah. Well, I'm not sure, and I don't have a way to check it right now. So
What the fuck?
yeah, I don't know what's happening. I think what's
You're blurry. Well, that's your.
well, this isn't blurry. It's was somebody saying we're blurry?
it says you are blurry.
I'm blurry. You're blurry.
Are you?
No, it's
are
probably
you drinking bourbon?
I think it's the bandwidth. I think my phone is getting beat on, and it's probably like what's going on here. So yeah.
Somebody said something about a Betamax. I love you.
I'll forget
whoever
it. I'm
you
off to
are.
some bed. Sorry, guys.
Gosh, again.
I don't know what's happening with the stream. It's Kent. I blame you. I've never had such problems.
So listen, this is legit. Anything electronic and me
Yeah.
is
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
It's a big issue.
Basically-
And everybody who knows me is going to laugh at this right now and go, yep.
yeah. Never had a problem. Actually, we have. One time I was doing it with Seth, and the battery on the Mevo died in the middle of the stream. But that was the only time it's ever happened. Or maybe that was with Vanessa.
Already one whole click down.
Yeah, if his audio goes to shit, let me know.
I'm holding it now. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I can get 10-hour streams of wind chimes, but the live stream goes, yeah, exactly.
You go, hold on with that. So I can't come back to what?
Where?
Right. Let's hope they finish it.
Come back, great conversation with, oh no, yeah, no, hope you come back, you are back. I'm trying to find other questions. For marketing, what are your thoughts? Custom ViewMaster viewers. Oh yeah, I almost did that one time. I think they're
dude, that would
cool.
be badass.
Yeah.
If you have a really precise group that you're going to send it to, I think that'd be badass.
Yeah, I almost did that once. I was thinking it was awesome, but then what occurred to me was, in order to do that, you need to send them a ViewMaster as well. And that's what stopped me do it.
You're going to have to do the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, you can't just send them the viewer because then they're looking at tiny little shit. They got to.
It's going to have to be the whole thing. It's not going to be a cheap promo, but if you have a very precise list, which is what I'm saying, if you know 20 people that you want to work for, boom, cold down to a point.
Oh yeah, like
then
that
20,
is a very precise thing. I love it.
That'd be awesome.
I kind of want to do that. You're getting my.
If you do that, send me one.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, what inspired me was my
awesome.
father gave me a ViewMaster that was his father's when he was a kid, so it's super, super old. And then I looked up if you could put your own photos on it, so that'd be cool. And
Oh, look. Alternative to Phone Mechanic, Fast View Raw, $20.
Oh.
Really?
There you go.
Fast View Raw, really?
That's pretty cool. Buy some.
I'm gonna check that out right now.
All right, we're checking it out. Don't kill all our stuff. It's like musical chairs meets YouTube. Okay. Layers don't move to layers don't move to Photoshop. They flatten. That's what I figured.
Ah, see.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so, just because the way that it's
I
doing
mean,
it.
that'd be tough, dude.
Yeah, that would be awesome, though. Give me some power. Yes, I agree. Shoot manual film cameras, wise guys. Okay. So yeah, I think yeah. Oh, you can get you can hold on. Even brand the viewer. Oh, so they sell the ViewMasters now. See, when I looked into it was years ago, and you could get them made, but you couldn't get the ViewMaster machines themselves. You could just get the discs.
So does it all come as one piece? Is that what
Oh,
you're saying?
that's cool. If you can buy it, yeah, then I would totally.
Could you like upload your 12 pictures or 20 pictures or whatever it is and as your portfolio and have it like
That's how.
all in one ready to rock?
This is going to be embarrassing. This is how long ago I looked into it. When I looked into it, you had to actually send them slides, and they reproed them.
Oh, that was mine. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if they do it from. They must do it from digital files now, right? Image3D.com. That's actually pretty sweet. That'd be really interesting. I mean, do we think it's a good idea? I think what Kent said is actually exactly right. If you have the right crowd,
yeah, dude, you gotta
and
cull that
if
down.
you know that
You ain't
they're
send that
going-
to 1,000 people.
Yeah, but I mean, like, who are you sending that to, right? Like, it's cool, but like, is the client that you're sending it to gonna care that you sent them a ViewMaster? You know, if you're sending it to a law firm, I mean, are they gonna care?
I wouldn't send it to a
If
law
you send it
firm.
to Urban Outfitters
Maybe.
or somebody like that, you know, or toy store,
You'd have to send it to a really.
It would have to be a very specific crowd, but man.
This even looks like Phone Mechanic.
Oh, nice. It's the people that made Photo Mechanic quit from the company and started their own. Now they sell for $20.
I'm gonna download the demo and check it out.
All right, cool.
For sure.
And they create the disc. Man. All right, I got to do that. In fact, next year for Christmas, all you guys watching are going to get ViewMasters.
Send him your info, cause like I'll hold him.
Yeah,
to that.
yeah. I'm gonna send you all one lucky person get a ViewMaster full of the various faces that we made as the power went out.
Which you probably didn't see, but we are.
Yeah, we kept looking, we're like, hold on, it's frozen again.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. That's actually really cool.
Bob's.
The maid became the lens became the maid, the camera became the slave died.
I think that was the internet connection.
Oh. I think you.
Yeah.
So I think custom promos are awesome as long as they make sense to the person you're sending them to. You know?
The biggest problem that I'm finding right now is, listen, this is the deal. I started this game when all the art directors were my age. All the art directors are now not my age.
No, they're your age. You were when you started.
No, actually, most of them that are getting to my age are retiring.
No, I'm saying they're still your age.
They're still, yeah, but they're not here anymore. They're not in the game anymore. So the new art directors are 20-somethings, early 30-somethings, and they don't even know the things that I started with. They don't even know them. They've never experienced them. So the hardest part is now is when you're marketing to those people, I can't send them the things that I grew up with and love because they've never envisioned it. No. They're doing what's going to be next and what's going to be new. So what I have to do is I have to try and keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, and come out with things that are, you know, I don't know, different. Trust me, there's nothing that hasn't been done. It's just whether or not it's been done your way. So what I do is with the film project that I'm doing now and using this old film is not necessarily doing something that hasn't been done. Of course it's been done. since the 20s and 30s it's been done, before that. But with this particular film it's been done since then. So I'm not doing anything that hasn't been done. It's just that I'm trying to photograph in a style that's more of today's people and style with an older film, but yet not making it look like it doesn't fit.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to be said there. And what's interesting about this is okay, if when digital first started really taking everything over, if you did a film project, when some people were still shooting film regularly, it would just make it look like you weren't with the times because you were doing the old thing that hadn't been changed yet. But now, I mean, at least 10 years, everything's pretty much been digital. I mean, I would say 99% of the stuff that people do is digital on a commercial level. So to do a film project is different. It's not like you're stuck with film. They don't believe that you were shooting 5x7 all the ways through. They know it's something new that you're doing and you're still being creative.
Yeah.
I think that's part of using old things. But actually, ViewMaster, I think kids had ViewMaster, so even a 20-year-old will know that.
I think that's a pretty cool idea, man.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly.
Don't they have like holograms and stuff now, kids?
You can do all kinds of crazy stuff.
When I was a kid, I thought by 2018 that they would have like holograms. Like I had a ViewMaster and I was like, hold on. I thought, I saw Princess Leia and I was like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, cool. Thanks, Josh.
One thing I can say is I just did the portfolio review at the Photo Expo here in the city.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did that.
I took the 5x7 prints. I scanned all of them. I printed them out on fine art paper as a 5x7. I matted them and framed them and put them in a display box.
Oh, you did the box. That's old school.
And I went to 6 people in the review that I thought would be cool. And it wasn't a pitch. I didn't go there looking for a job. I literally went there, sat down and said, what do you think of these? And every single one was amazed that I didn't come there to pitch them for a job.
Right.
They were completely blown away. And B, that I took one single thing, all black and white, all printed it the exact same way, and showed them one single thing. And they were all in love with the fact that it was all film from the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Some of it might have been into the 50s, but mostly in that area. They were completely blown away. And the review itself was great. Did I get a job from any one of those? Not one. Did I get positive feedback from everyone? Every single one.
So this is interesting, actually, right? So now I'm thinking about this. So let's say that me being are we frozen again?
No, it's still moving.
Okay. I'm just not moving. Oh, I'm listening to you. Now I'm not in my head. Okay. So let's say me as
we're a little paranoid, guys.
Let's say me as a young guy.
Yep.
I'm like, man, I don't need to use a 5x7 camera
to
shoot
for
that
sure not.
because I could now do this. So I make, I take my pictures and I put them through a filter and I make them look old-fashioned. And it takes me a little bit of time whenever I make a preset and I send it in. Assuming that the same meeting happens, okay? Not that they just see my portfolio randomly. When they say to me, oh, hey, what's your inspiration, whatever, and you're like, oh, well, I wanted to look old-fashioned, so I used blah, blah, blah. They're thinking, okay, so this guy, or girl, depending on who you are, did the same thing that somebody over there that puts on some heads on somebody else's body, that they basically use Photoshop to manipulate a picture they shot with a digital camera, even though it's the same, even though it looks the same. What you did was you did a mechanical process that was more intensive and more risky, we'll say, and it kind of shows the art director, this is in my opinion, that you have this love of photography. And if I'm an art director and I want to hire somebody, that's something I would be looking for. So I do think there's that thing, right? That's why that's powerful, even though you could have probably got similar results as far as the images with Photoshop if you knew how to do it or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that's
if you want
part
to spend
of it.
the hours, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I think that's what it is, right? I think what it
Nothing's
comes
off
down
the
to
table.
is like who, if you can get that across to them, like even the fact that you did it, you framed them and you did them in a box and whatever, like that changes the whole thing. Like it was a package, and I think that's actually really smart. And
They did think it was cool.
Yeah.
Would they hire me to do that? I don't know. Has anyone hired me to do that? No. Every single hired job I do is just like everyone else.
Right.
It's all digital.
And this is something that the art director told me when I was a photo assistant back in the day. So I was building up my portfolio, and I went in and they said, "Okay, I'll show you I'll take a look at your book." I mean, they weren't going to hire me. I was an assistant. Like they knew me as an assistant, and I showed them my book. And it was full of shots like the ones that we did, that I was on those jobs with them, and that I was with them, and we shot the same kind of like catalog type shots, and I showed them exactly that stuff, and they looked at my book and they were like, "We would never hire you for this." And I was like, "But these are exactly like the shots that are in the catalog." And they said, "Yeah, we figure any pro can do a basic shot. We want to see somebody, and then they showed me books of people they hired, and none of them look at catalog. They all
That's the
look
funny
cool.
part.
They're all, yeah.
So this is exactly part of the thing that I remember in that game. All of your portfolio pieces need to be these extravagant, crazy, cool, sexy, whatever, all these crazy cool shots, so that then you can get hired to shoot somebody on a white backdrop to do nothing.
But the thing is, it's because they want, I guess it's because they want to feel like they're working with somebody who's an artist.
Yeah.
Because anybody, to a certain level, anybody can shoot the plain old catalog shots. They're not that hard to shoot once you know how to do it.
Yeah, it's mostly just on white, and it comes down to just a formula.
Right. But you're not an art director. No, but I was a creative director for Adorama for the last 5 years, so I hired a lot of people. So, yeah.
Somebody just smacked you down?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can check me down all you want, and maybe do a little research before you...
I love it. Robbie King.
Too tired to carry on watching. All right, guys, sorry, I know you guys are jumping from the... Can't see you're a fan of those prints in the box as opposed to the book.
Yes.
Can we spread out and see them all as a group? That's also interesting.
That's exactly what they did. I had 20 images in each box. So the archival box, archival print, archival mat, and most of the people, almost every single one, put on white gloves to touch them. Not that I gave them, gloves that they actually had there at the review, which was very impressive, because I had brought gloves, but no one asked me for them. And by the end, honestly, I didn't care, because where are these prints going to be? They're going to be in the box. But they treated it differently than they treated a book. A book was just a book. These were sort of an art. And that was really, really, really cool to see, because I've never seen that before. I mean, I've been doing this since the early 90s, and I've never, sorry guys, I've never gone to a portfolio review. I've never had to show my book.
Is that funny? My battery's died again.
I've done this all this time, and almost every single job I've ever done has been word of mouth or someone I've met some other way. No, almost none of it has been through a portfolio. Now, did I have to verify a portfolio? Yeah, I had to verify that I was actually a real person by the portfolio. But for the most part,
yeah, right. That's
word of mouth is going to be your game, and you're going to have to spend the time. It takes time. I mean, if you think about where I am now and where I started, it's been 20 plus years. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, I think that I'm testing my okay, because yeah, I think that's true. Like, again, I said at the beginning, we were actually talking about things, right? That it's hard to say like how to get jobs, because so many things happen like in a random way. Like you're in the right place at the right time, you meet somebody. I think if you're just doing your work and you're loving it and you're just getting yourself out there, you'll find the way that gets you work. whatever it might
Yeah,
be.
you got to stick with. I mean, it's. What in the beginning there was the thought of, should I stick to one thing? If you love one thing a ton, and you really hone that craft, yeah, by all means, do one thing for sure, because the way to get really famous is to do one thing for an extended period of time. And then, once you get established, it's just like a musician. You put an album out and people love it. You put another album out, they love it. Then you experiment a little bit and people go, whoa, what the hell just happened? But they still love it.
Right. Once you have that base.
So I'm not saying that you can go all the way from doing high-end fashion to then shooting, landscapes, but people have done it.
It is true, and actually we talked a very small amount about weddings, and I said I've never shot a wedding digitally. Every wedding I've ever done, which is, I can count on one hand, but they've come to me and said, will you shoot our wedding? And I was like, well, I'm a fashion photographer, I don't shoot weddings. And I said, no, that's why we want you. We don't want a wedding photographer. So they weren't expecting that I was a wedding photographer. They wanted my style. And I think that's,
Some people now is a different game, because people can view your style, and you can. Back in the day, you had to convince them that you were good by a couple of prints in a book, or them coming to your studio and you saying, "Oh, look at all these cool things I made."
Right.
Meanwhile, you're not seeing all the shit I produced, also, but because I'm not showing you that. But now they can you can look at your Instagram, you can look at your Facebook, you can look at your la 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 la.
Yeah, they know who you are.
And they know kind of who you are. So I think people now are hiring a lot of people on their style, their feel, their persona, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of competency that I think is expected.
Absolutely. But after you're a professional photographer, you have that competency no matter what.
And I think you don't have to show that anymore once you have I remember, this is a weird thing, because we were just talking about this a few live streams, I think with Seth, we were talking about business cards. And I was saying that when I first started, as a photographer, I first had assistant business cards, my business card had a photo on it, so that I could show, because I was young and I was like, oh, I'm a photographer, and here, see, look at what I shot. And then once people knew who I was, because I was in some magazines and my name was on things, my card no longer had a photo on it. Because when people saw my name, they knew that I was a photographer, because they heard of me on some level. And you couldn't always place where, but now I have a photo on there again. Because now I'm not a photographer like I was. Like, I don't shoot those kind of things anymore. Now I'm more like I do stuff on the internet. So I want to have samples of my internet work. So you rotate through what you do in different phases. So it's actually
I was beginning to wonder if it was moving, because this one was here for so long, but somebody.
Well, nobody's got anything to say.
Come on, you guys got stuff to say, or are you just bored? You're like,
they're
like,
shut
whatever.
up.
Just babbling on now.
That's fine.
Cool.
It doesn't have to be a slight, but I'm just saying, I know how art directors think, believe me. Not every art director, but art directors in general.
Yeah, everybody's different. Everybody's different. It's not going to matter.
Budget was always a consideration.
Always. Just do what you like.
Yeah.
Try and, do it the best you can.
Didn't go online and steal the images. Yeah, they can.
Yeah. Luckily now there's equipment that's unbelievable quality for so little dollars.
Isn't it funny?
I mean, look at these, what is it, Godex or Godex flashes? Yep. They're stunning.
Oh, they love those.
What they do, I have $60,000 worth of Broncolor stuff, or more than that, and these Godex things will do, a similar, as long as you're not doing wicked crazy shit, they'll do the same job. I mean, will they be consistent light? I don't know. I haven't tried them, but are they exactly the same color every time? I don't know, but you know what?
The question is, does that matter?
Does that matter? And can you do a job with them? Absolutely. In fact, have I wanted to buy a few? Yeah, I actually have. Because they're kind of small and battery powered, and they seem like they do a great job. So I don't know, but what I'm saying is, you don't need Broncolor as much as it is amazing.
But even Broncolor and that stuff is so cheap now compared to what it used to be.
Compared to what it used to be.
I mean, that's the thing. When somebody complains about a flash being $2,000, I'm like, really? The low-end crappy flashes were $2,000 when I started.
Yeah, each of the 3 packs that I have were 10 grand a piece.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yep. You don't have to spend that now. You just don't have to.
You'd comment, but you fear everything freezing up. Yeah, I don't know. The internet is really.
Yeah, I don't know why it's doing this
Yeah,
stuff.
sorry, guys.
We got all new batteries. I mean, I can see the battery level on this. Everything seems good. So.
Yeah, see, you're crossing this line where you're gonna get me on my bad stuff, because I am one to believe that you should spend more money on your lighting than anything else.
By far.
Yeah.
Would I buy Broncolor again? I'm not sure.
It would depend on what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm not
think.
sure.
I mean, I've definitely.
I would still buy Broncolor, Profoto, Elechrome, or what would you think would be the fourth one? Hensel. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and in that order, actually. Broncolor is definitely the Mercedes or the Ferrari.
Yeah, and it also depends on what.
Profoto is definitely right there.
Yeah, and I'm also curious, like, and I haven't used them enough to really be able to make a determination, but the Broncolor has like the monolights, and those are usually the ones that people are comparing against the other monolights. I probably wouldn't buy those monolights personally, because if I'm buying Broncolor, I want like a squirrel pack. Or I want a move pack. Like, I can tell you that move pack is fucking crazy good, and it is amazing. But it's expensive,
not the only one.
and it's exactly what, you know.
All the really good shit is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
It's really expensive for two reasons. A, it's got a name. B, it's got the performance.
Right.
It just does. It's going to outperform. And I know people are going to do tests and say, oh, no, it doesn't. But, yeah, well, get it out there and beat the snot out of it like we do.
Well, that's it. And I used to tell
you're
people
going to see
all the
where
time.
the longevity
People
comes
would
in.
come to me and they'd be like, okay, so I'm looking at this Shimera softbox, and I'm looking at this, let's say, PhotoFlex, which is also pretty good. And they're like, why is the Shimera twice the price? And I would always say to them, listen, if you walk out of here right now and set up your studio across the street and set up the PhotoFlex and set up the Shimera, you will be like, I wasted my money on the Shimera. They look exactly the same. Come back to me in 2 years. You won't say the same thing. Because generally, better equipment lasts longer. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. So, you know, that's it. I mean,
especially the Shimera.
Yeah, oh my God.
I mean, you're not
This
talking
is
about
why they call softboxes Shimeras, because every
yeah.
rental house uses them because they're like.
There is nothing better than this.
I mean, they're so. I mean, maybe Plume, but that's like
maybe
to get a Plume, you have to go on like a pilgrimage to Colorado and go into some caves.
I've only ever had one in my life, and I don't think I have it anymore. I don't know.
Oh my God! Well, it's like one dude, right?
I
like
might still have it.
Actually, Plume has a great speed rings, though. But I don't. It's like one guy that makes them. But anyways,
yeah. I mean,
it's true. The thing is, there
you're going to spend a lot, but they're going to outlast.
You know what I love about Plume?
For your body.
I like companies that really think about how a photographer uses things. Like Plume has different diffusion panels for the front of their boxes that are like deeper diffusion on the outside and then thinner in the middle when you do portraits, so you get a hot spot. Like all these like other little things that you can get for them. They're just really interesting. Like Shimera has the Super Pro 3, so you get 3 different levels of diffusion for the front depending on the looks you're going for. Like this is what you're paying for, you know. But it's true. You could just people are talking about taking pictures with cell phones. That's true, but somebody will still recognize the value of a good, well-crafted photo. I believe. I mean, I have to believe.
We hope that.
Yeah,
we hope that.
Yeah, I mean,
it does happen. Yeah, it totally does. I mean, you know, when the art director has his ass on the line or her ass on the line, and they're really depending on you to come through, and you have all the reason to not let them down. That's
all the bourbon is the hourglass for the feed.
What's that?
It's acting as an hourglass for how long we've been the feed. The bottom of the bourbon.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, Godex speed log. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, they're all fine. Hey, listen, that statement right there is exactly where I have problems with. Godex, they make fine stuff. I will say that. Is it better than
most
Nikon's?
bang for your buck? Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Having not even used it, just knowing a few friends that have them, yeah, I would think so.
But I would say when you look at something like a Nikon, like people are still buying used SB800s, and like they haven't made the SB800 since Kent's been a photographer.
I still have 3 of them.
Right.
I still have 3 of them.
But anyways, I don't know, whatever.
I have 3 of them, 3 900s and 3 910s, and 2 of the 910s are broken right now. They are.
Isn't it funny? It's like they got worse. I mean, I shouldn't say that. Nikon they got really good speed lights though. I'll give them that.
They are
very, very
amazing.
strong,
Well, Nikon's always been flash heavy, man.
Yeah, that's their flash.
They kill it. I have to send them in. December is usually after this week. I send everything in to get redone. 810 will go in, 850 will go in, D4S will go in, 910s will go in, and a slew of lenses.
See, I really
From
like
the
these ones.
1424 all the way up to the
So you rotate them
300.
through, so you're not.
Well, I usually don't work much in the end of December
just
and
send
January,
them
so
all.
I just send them all in, and I'm NPS, so 4 days later, boom, they all come back. So when I get back from the holidays and all that, it'll be on the porch.
Okay, let me ask you a question too about memory cards, because this is something that I do.
Never mind anybody who's going to go to my house and look on my porch now for that box.
That's right. That one
Stop the
box.
madness. I
Like-
got a camera,
Like this time of year,
as if you wouldn't guess.
at this time of year, like I basically replace all my memory cards. Like I get new memory cards
I
every
do
year.
that with the batteries too.
Yep.
I use those.
Oh, don't tell me.
Power
use-
X.
Chargeable batteries.
I use Power X.
Yeah, maybe I should be using those.
And I buy 40 new batteries
Hold on, I know when
in
I'm
the
flush.
beginning of the year.
Maybe I'm gonna have to start buying batteries because
They're awesome, and
You guys go-
I'll beat the hell out of them the whole year long, and they'll be fine.
yeah, well, I have wired labs. I'm gonna try it next time. I mean, it's silly that we're using wireless labs when we're a foot away from the recorder.
We literally are.
Yeah, we're
You
using
guys-
like $1,000
obviously you
worth
can
of
see
labs.
it's right there.
It's like right there, the mesopotamia.
You could tell
Yeah, it's like right there. So
in,
yeah,
in the
but
green light.
I do have wired labs. Maybe we'll try them next time.
Yeah.
This is a relatively new format for me. I mean, we have the Adorama
What's
thing.
this?
I can set it up. They like the live. It's like hanging out. Yes, it is like hanging out.
Dude, we are hanging out, man. I wish all of you were here so we could be drinking some bourbon together and having some fun.
Speedlights. Yeah, I agree. I love Nikon speedlights.
They're awesome.
It's great. Go Transit. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I used the Godox, the Flashpoint branded one or whatever in my cheap lighting demo that I did like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know anything
I
about
didn't
them.
really like
It's all
the
you.
transmitter. People say that it's great. It seemed cumbersome to me, but I think Canon has the best speedlight transmitter. I'm gonna say it. I put it out there.
Better than the Nikon one?
Better
Can you
transmitter.
use it? Oh.
Is it more accurate than Nikon? I'm not gonna say that.
See, I'm going to go, yeah, I know what you're talking about there.
Yeah.
I have not, I'm a bad Nikon guy. I'm pro Nikon all the way. I've been Nikon since beginning, day one, Nikon. I have never used the new ones.
Okay, they're nice, and I used it when they first came out with the new wireless 5000.
Yeah, the 5000.
I
yeah.
used it. Well, okay, so I was on a shoot with
not
Joe,
used it.
and he used it, and I'm like, oh. So like I was good. I was doing a demo like the next week on like speed lights, and I was like, and I was still under the Adorama umbrella there, so I could pull whatever I wanted. So I pulled the SB the 5000s, and I pulled the 500, the smaller the crop sensor.
Yeah, yeah.
And because that's what he used, and it was amazing, and it worked really great, and I was super excited. And then like 5 months later, I tried to do the same demo, and I couldn't figure out how to make it work because it's complicated unless you use it a lot. And, like, the
Yeah,
Canon
well,
one,
that's the same with
the
everything.
Canon one kind of looks like the Pro Photo one actually, so maybe that's why I use it. So it's just like on top, it's just really basic. It has the thing. I felt like the Godox one was fine, but the way it was marked was hard. Like I was pressing the wrong buttons. I'm like, I don't know, that's where it's working. I don't know. It just didn't seem intuitive to me. But that's me.
So that's the funny thing. If you look, I mean, if you guys follow Joe McNally.
Oh.
Uh-oh. What the hell is that?
I'm supposed to be posting on Instagram right now, but also.
Oh, see? Guy's got everything set up. If you guys follow Joe McNally at all, you'll see a big street scene that he did in Westchester, New York, in Tarrytown. If you look to the lower right-hand side of that scene, you'll see me with a bike. I'm in that scene. Because Joe and I are friends. He shot my wedding. He's amazing. Mm-hmm. There's really nobody better, right? I mean, he's such an awesome guy.
Yeah.
And he's, the perfect person. Amazing. Anyway, that was for the Nikon, the D850 campaign. Mm-hmm. And prior to that, I was like, why do I need another camera? I have the 810. What can it possibly do? Well, needless to say, I go on that damn shoot, and I see these files, and I'm like, oh well, send one.
Yeah, the
Next
850
thing
is
you know,
pretty amazing. I will say that.
It is, and you know what? Everybody says megapixels. I got to tell you, man, the more, the better. The more, the better.
Well, it is. I mean, it is for some things. See, I'm torn
When you're
about-
retouching, the
Yes.
more, the better.
There you go. Right. This is exactly what I say. I like
The
that you
more,
say
the
things
better.
that I say because then I don't feel like I'm making stuff out of my ass, even though I am.
Yeah,
But
man.
when I'm not, because like a lot of stuff that I do is like instructional and demos and model portfolios and stuff like that. I don't need a lot of
Yeah, well, for that you don't
I
probably
shoot with a
need
20
it.
megapixel camera or whatever it is. Somebody told me I was wrong about how many megapixels it is, but whatever. I shoot with whatever the Canon is at, and it's fine. I mean, I don't.
Mine's 46 or whatever
like,
the D850 is. 46.7.
I was using the Hasselblad for the Hasselblad X1D for a while, and that's
Ooh, nice.
50 megapixels.
Yep.
I mean, those files. I mean, they're amazing for retouching, but I don't retouch a lot. I'm lazy. I don't like it.
I just did a big shoot for a company in Jersey shooting furniture for 2 days. I've been doing their whole catalog over. This is like the 5th time I've gone down there and shot just shit tons of stuff all day long, one after another. And I got to tell you, the bigger the file, the better.
Oh, hell yeah, for that, no
Because we're
question.
silhouetting everything, and then we're dropping in shadows afterwards. I'm lighting it in a way that it's flat lit and then I'm doing the same shot with a bunch of ambient light and some nice raking light going across it to make it look more like, I don't know, like it's outside, like sunlit.
Right.
And then big hard shadows, and then we're retouching those and then dropping in those shadows afterwards. And the bigger the file, the better and easier that is.
Yeah, if you're gonna retouch, big files all the way.
When
If
you
you're
can
not
zoom
doing
in
stuff
that
that
far-
gets retouched, it's like it can slow you down. But I don't think it's bad necessarily.
Well, it requires a whole lot of hard drive space,
Yep.
a whole lot of computer power.
Yep. So that's it.
I have probably, I don't know, 200 terabytes of data at my house,
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
So this is the reason why I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, different cameras for different projects. I think I probably said that in the video I talked about megapixels. Like I have different cameras. I mean, I have my old Leica that's 10 megapixels. I love that thing. And if I'm not printing big, I shoot with it. What do I care?
I mean, that's only 24,
Yeah.
and I just did a whole model shoot. I showed you a couple of shots. I went in to a shoot with 2 Leicas and 3 LED lights. That was the whole thing, and it looks amazing. I shot half of it in with the monochrome and half of it with the 240.
Hold on, what LEDs were they? You said LEDs, but that's all you said. What were they? Uh-oh.
I don't remember.
Are they panels? Were they direct?
One of them was the Westcott Flex light.
Oh, yeah, okay.
One of them, and 2 of them were just 2 little bitty lights this big that I got off eBay.
Nice. LEDs are terrible, but awesome
They
at
are
the same
terrible.
time. Yeah. But LEDs
The
are
color
good.
temp is fucking horrible.
Yep. Oh, another Sony died.
Which Sony died this time?
This one, we might be in trouble because I think if we run out of batteries.
What the hell?
Luckily, it's
is
not the
going
active
on?
camera.
This guy's killing me with the fucking batteries.
All right, hold on. 90% on this battery.
Is that one gonna die?
Let's hope not.
Well, fuck that one. Just keep the one that matters.
Well, if we have 2 going, then if one. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, the streamer died.
Oh, Jesus
Shit.
Christ.
That means we're probably got to wrap.
We're gonna have to wrap this, guys, because like I talk too much.
We went up for 2 hours. Oh yeah, it's got a red light flashing saying it's running out of battery. All right, guys.
God, this guy's killing me. All right.
Okay, any quick questions before we got to go? Okay, hanging out. Yes, we love hanging out with you guys. So we're gonna.
Unless you're shooting jewelry. What are you talking about?
What do you mean?
This dude said LEDs need to be large unless you're shooting jewelry.
Oh, he's saying because he wants a
So,
specular.
Anything
reflection.
jewelry is specular.
Yeah.
I use grid spots all the time for jewelry.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
Well, he's saying to use a smaller source. That's what he's saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, guys, we might die. So I put Kent's. Hopefully, I upload. Oh, if not, it's fixed. Kent Miller Photography is his new site.
When did that happen?
I don't know when it happened. Who knows?
What a shit
Yeah,
show.
we're gonna take off. 9-hour stream. We gotta have batteries. I didn't know. I thought
Keep them coming in this format. See, you got something going, man.
Yeah, we got something going. I'll get Kent back.
Woo!
Should we try 3 people one time?
Oh, shit.
Would that
Let's get Seth.
Let's get Seth back.
If there's anybody we can bring in this kit,
Yeah.
this is Seth.
Okay, so
And then everybody tell 2 friends because it's going to be a major.
it's gonna be pretty awesome. Actually, I do have on tap David Bergman.
Oh, Dave's coming.
Yeah, he's gonna come by. He already committed.
Dave is awesome.
He's amazing.
You guys
So
will
good.
learn a lot.
Yeah,
Dave
he's
is
awesome.
an awesome guy.
So we're gonna
Super
definitely get him by.
talented.
But do you want to pitch anything besides just your website? Do you have something to pitch?
I don't know. Stop by the Instagram. I change it every day.
KM.
I add a picture. It's KM Studio. I don't know. Say hi, man.
Yeah.
Keep in touch. I have a YouTube channel that I need to really work on, so I'll try and hook that up a little bit. This is all kind of new to me, so I'm letting Daniel show me the ropes. So I'll check it out. But yeah, coffee. How did you know? I love coffee.
Yes, we do. Oh, Peter Hurley.
Peter.
I don't know Peter really well.
Where's
I mean, I've
Peter?
met him like once. He's awesome from what I've met him. I could try to get him on.
Peter's cool.
He is pretty awesome. He's too good looking though. See, if I'm gonna speed with him,
And
then I'm
he's-
gonna look bad.
if you think I'm talking too much,
Oh my God, yes. And he's great though. Every time I've seen him, and I've met him a couple times, super nice guy.
super nice guy,
Yeah.
but really like
Yeah, if you get a chance to see him teach, definitely do it because he's
you
pretty,
will pick up nuggets left and right.
Yeah, he's great
For sure.
Blah blah blah. Okay, good. Thanks, guys. We'll
Happy
see you.
holidays.
Yeah. So follow
Happy
Kent.
New Year.
Any additional things that you want for links, I'll put down in the thing. So we have more links for Kent. I'll fix that now.
Yeah. Say hi, keep in touch, all those fun things. Love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Oh, and we're dead. That was perfect. Oh, but I can't. Can I end the stream? It literally, as you said it, the camera died. Oh, but our mics are still up. So guys, we had a black screen. I'm gonna end the recording now. Actually, I don't know how to record. Here we go. We have no idea how to work this. Boom. There we go.
Oh, and it's dead. Later, guys.